Cleveland, well, they've had a disappointing season after being in the playoffs a year ago, and today, Sam Rutigliano will take a look at a new quarterback.
Paul McDonald, the backup quarterback out of USC, but Brian Sipe will get his time. He's going to play a little bit in the first half, maybe the entire first half.
There's McDonald along with head coach Sam Rutigliano, and they'll be watching McDonald in action here today. Dave Craig is a young man, quite a story. Took over for injured Zim Zorn and has just done an excellent job.
Out of little Milton College in the heartland of Wisconsin, and the young man is really a story. When you come from a school with only 300 in school, you've really done a job to get to the NFL.
And along with him there, the Pro Bowler, Steve Largent. What a year he has had again for the Seattle Seahawks. So we've got these two clubs going at it here this afternoon in the Kingdome. Another sellout crowd, and we look forward to an interesting afternoon. We'll be bringing you up to date, too, on all the playoff action. NBC Sports presents the best of the National Football League, the American Football Conference. Today from the Kingdome, it's the Cleveland Browns versus the Seattle Seahawks. Today's game is brought to you by Mazda Cars and Trucks. The more you look, the more you like their outstanding value. By Schlitz, the Master Brewer's Brew. Just one taste and you'll know behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer. By Atari. Discover how far you can go. And by the front-wheel drive Lynx from Lincoln Mercury. There's the story. Cleveland and Seattle with 5-10 records. I'm Jay Randolph along with Mike Hafner, the Kingdome in Seattle. There are the best records in 81. Cincinnati, Miami, Denver. Along with Buffalo, the Jets, and San Diego. And at the moment, Denver is losing at Chicago, Mike Hafner.
That's right.
Buffalo was a loser yesterday. The Jets are winning. It looks like it'll go to tomorrow night with San Diego involved in that game with Oakland.
Denver loses today and San Diego wins. They're the division winner, and Denver might be out of the playoffs.
The Browns have won the toss here. We do have a final in the Tampa Bay-Detroit game. Tampa Bay 20-17 over Detroit. The Buccaneers of John McKay headed into the playoffs.
And Detroit stays home and watches all the playoffs on TV.
Kansas City 10-6 over Minnesota. That is a final. Minnesota lost its last 5 games.
Boy, that team really surprised me. They had the inside track to the playoffs and folded at the end of the year.
Well, we hope you'll enjoy this action wherever you are around the nation this afternoon as Alvarez will kick off, taking over for Efren Herrera, injured a few weeks ago. Alvarez from Southeast Louisiana, rookie. And it'll be Dino Hall and Greg Pruitt set to receive the kickoff. We'll be keeping you up to date on the playoff possibilities throughout the afternoon. That's Dino Hall over the 5. Gets to the 15, outside to the 20, and bumped out of bounds at the 23-yard line. It was Dave Brown, number 22, who knocked him out of bounds, the 22-yard return. Brian Sipe will be starting at quarterback. We'll see McDonald later. Charles White gets the start, along with Mike Pruitt. Logan Newsom and Feature. Logan been injured much of this year. It's been a tough problem. Sullivan with Shepard and DeLamalure, Deacon and Risen in the offensive line for Cleveland. The Browns 5-10. They've lost 4 in a row. We have an injured player on the field for the Seattle Seahawks. And that is Steve Rabel. Give us an opportunity to talk about the Seahawks on defense with Green, Hardy, Sutherland taking over for the injured Mike White and Tuiasosopo. They've had some linebacking problems. Rodell Thomas starting on the left side, Butler on the right, and Michael Jackson playing for Terry Beeson in the middle. And in the secondary, some problems. The rookie Gregory Johnson moves over from his secondary spot at safety, where he's been a backup to Easley, and he's playing for the injured Keith Simpson, the injured Kerry Justin. Dave Brown is the other corner with Easley and Harris.
You know, the easiest thing to say, Jay, about the defense for the Seahawks, they only have 15 players to play those 11. They got one backup in the defensive line, one backup at linebacker, and two backups in the defensive backfield. If they get somebody hurt today, they're in trouble.
You get a little thin this point in the season sometimes. Okay, so we're set to go now as Cleveland will put it in play from their own 23-yard line. Cleveland 11-5 in 1980, lost in the playoffs 14-12 to Oakland. Final score: the Jets have beaten Green Bay 28-3. Well, the Jets are in as a wild card,
and they also put their crosstown rival into the playoffs in the NFC.
Penalty marker down as Charles White carried the football out over the 30 to the 31-yard line. Gregory Johnson coming up from the corner spot, number 27, to make the tackle. And we have our first flag of the afternoon. Our referee is Chuck Heberling.
Encroachment, number 75 defense, lined up in a neutral zone. Refused. Second down.
Call goes against Robert Hardy. It's refused. A pickup of 8 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 2. The 39th straight sellout crowd, although it's a very late arriving crowd. We're going to have a lot of no-shows. But we hope wherever you are, you're going to spend an enjoyable afternoon of watching this with us. Ricky Feature went in motion up the middle. Charles White. And White looks good on his first 2 offensive thrusts of the afternoon. Out to the 38-yard line. Ken Easley, number 45, on the tackle. A pickup of 7. Easley on the all-rookie team, and well, he should be. Number 1 draft choice, been playing well. Got his first interception last week at Denver.
Sam Ratigliano said to me just before the game that they were going to feature Charles White as the running back. He's their running back from now on. Greg Pruitt will be the situation man for the rest of his career.
And it's Mike Pruitt. Pruitt starting the day with 1,052 yards and a 4.4 average, a pickup of 6. Robert Hardy, the left tackle, number 75, is there. Pruitt out of Purdue. 1,034 yards last season. Over the 1,000 mark again this year. Fine performer.
Oh, great running back, and he matches up well with Charles White. White is an excellent blocker. Surprising for a USC tailback. They usually don't block very often, but he's one of the better ones that come out of SC.
Second down and 4. That's Feature going in motion. And the pitch to the deep man, Charles White. And what a play. Keith Butler, number 53, Michael Jackson, 55. The linebackers doing a job. A loss of 5 yards on the play, and they read this very well.
They had the blitz from the outside linebacker spot to the weak side, and when you guess right with your defense against the weak side running play, there's nothing you can do. And look at Butler, 53, and the rest of them in there. There's Jackson, the middle linebacker. But they had the blitz on, and Cleveland happened to pick the wrong play and run right into it, and it looks awful bad there.
Third down, 9.
This used to be Dave Logan down. But since he's been hurt all year, Jay, he hasn't really had that good a year.
Sipe steps up, going to run the football at the 40. First down, and he slides in at the 46-yard line of the Seahawks. Brian Sipe, who played for Don Coryell at San Diego State.
You learn how to throw the football when you play for Air Coryell.
14-yard pickup.
See how quickly Brian Sipe got down. He's had 2 concussions this year, Jay, and he doesn't want to get banged around anymore, especially in the last game of the season.
Ball at the 46-yard line of Seattle. Cleveland taking the opening kickoff and moving it to this point with 12 minutes left to play first period. Sipe going to go upstairs, and it is incomplete. Dropped by Mike Pruitt. Pruitt had caught 60 passes for 430 yards coming into today's game, and I don't need to tell you, but I guess I will, that he should have caught that one.
Tough spot to hit him right between the 4 and the 3. What a great back he is, though, Jay. You gain 1,000 yards, you catch that many passes in a season, and you become a key to the offense.
He was the top pass receiver last year for them when he had 63 catches. He has 60 this year, as we indicated. It'll be second down and 10 at the 46-yard line. fakes a delay and goes long, and it is complete. Dave Logan making a fine catch, stepped out of bounds at the 20-yard line in front of the safety man, John Harris.
Logan's had a pulled hamstring this year. He's had a couple cracked ribs. And I'll tell you, Sipe made the perfect throw. He threw it even before Logan made his break to the outside. And you'll see Logan, just as he turns his head to look over his shoulder, the ball's right there. They never had a chance to cover it. They missed that kind of action all year from him.
Yeah, they really. He's a talented player. Was a great basketball star, too, at the University of Colorado. And had an opportunity to go to professional baseball, professional basketball. 26-yard pickup. First down at the 20. Feature in motion, sight to throw, and intercepted. Here he comes, Kenny Easley. He will go down the field for 6. Touchdown, Easley in Seattle. Was intended for Ricky Feature.
Jay, you talked to me about how great an athlete this guy is. Look at him, read the pattern all the way. He knew he was after it. Picks it off, 84 yards, his second interception of the year, and officially 82 yards for his first touchdown ever as a pro.
That's it, officially 82 yards they give him. Now for the point after. Up and it is good. Wilson Alvarez out of the hole of Steve Largent. So the Seahawks get a big play from UCLA's former All-American Kenny Easley. Again, 82 yards officially for the touchdown, and his first touchdown as a Seattle Seahawks, second interception of the year.
This old Bruin alumni loves to watch that kind of action. Oh, he's quite a player, I'll tell you. All rookie team. They're showing the replay again here in the dome, and the people are just sitting here glued to their seats. They can't believe how spectacular that was. Look at how quickly he read it, Jay. He knew it was coming, and that is some kind of player. That's an old cliche, some kind of, but he certainly fills the bill.
BC crew and announcers Jay Randall.
Well, I'll tell you, it was a big play early here. Easley receiving more congratulations from his teammates. 82 yards.
Wilson Alvarez will kick off.
Hall and Pruitt are back to receive the kickoff from young Wilson Alvarez as Seattle's gone on top 7-0 at 11:42 of the first period. That's the longest return, of course, with an interception this year. They're checking to see if it's the longest in club history. We're not sure. Dino Hall brings it back to the 15, up to the 17, just got to the 20-yard line. Gregory Johnson, number 27, the rookie from Oklahoma State, on the stop. Well, we're happy to be welcomed here. It's nice to be in the Kingdome. These great fans out here. 13-yard return there. Mike, nice to be working with you. And we had a thrill this morning speaking to the scholar athletes of Pierce and King counties this morning at the Washington Hotel at a brunch this morning. The top scholar athletes were introduced to this crowd before the game. It was really a pleasant morning with those fine young people.
Yes, all fine young men, and they'll all be glad they get those 3 points and 4 points when they go on to college and try and play this game.
There's Coach Sam Rutigliano. Here comes the pitch to Charles White. White out to the 30-yard line. It looks like he's got a first down. White starts today with 274 yards and a 3.5 average. Picked up 11. John Harris, 44 on the tackle. White, White made a mistake last year. He would admit it. He missed a day of practice. His teammates got down on him. Said he overslept. And he's matured now.
Yes, he has. And I think he's gotten over the fact that people said, hey, wait a minute, here's another Heisman Trophy winner that's not going to do well. They thought about Archie Griffin, but this young man's going to be a force for about 10 years in this league.
Mike Pruitt, forces his way over the 35-yard line to the 36 before Manu Tuiasosopo, number 74, made the tackle. Tuiasosopo, the man who received the NFL Man of the Year award for the Seattle Seahawks this year. Fine young player.
So keep it up about my UCLA guys. I like that. They got quite a few here in Seattle.
The Seattle record for an intercepted return belongs to Green, 91 yards, against San Francisco in 79. Charles White getting out to the 39-yard line, over there to about the 41, and it looks like another first down. Jacob Green, number 79, wrapped him up at that point. Cleveland marched right down the field before the interception of 82 yards for the touchdown.
Seattle's problems have been on defense, but Jay, if you look down that roster, there are a lot of first-round draft choices there. They're going to start maturing real soon. This is going to be a surprise club one year.
And Cleveland's problems, they have moved the ball very well between the 20s, but inside the 20, whew,
they've had a tough time scoring. I don't think they've ever recovered from that opening game against San Diego when they got blitzed.
Oh boy. Charles White to the 45-yard line. Michael Jackson, 55 on the tackle after a pickup of 3 yards. 9 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
You know, you work all of training camp, you get everything going, you're all psyched up for a season, and then Eric Coryell buries you in the opening game. You start to question about, you know, whether we've got a good enough defense and can we score and are we that bad? And I don't think Cleveland woke up from that for maybe 6-7 games.
No, and certainly the key injuries, especially the things that have nagged at Logan all season. Jumping off was Robert Hardy for Seattle. Let's go now to New York, get an update from Bryant Gumbel.
Jay, the Broncos went into Chicago today needing a win to guarantee themselves a postseason berth. Doesn't look like they're going to get it. Trying the onside kick with 3:15 left. Brooks Williams takes it back to the 10. The Bears have the ball and lead 35-24. Jay?
Thank you, Bryant. And from Mike and I, the very best of the holidays to you and yours, and good luck on today, and our best to all the crew at NFL 81. A marvelous job bringing us up to date all season long on the activities around the National Football League. Second down and 2 at midfield.
The way it's going, Charles White will get it. They've had 11 plays. White's had it 6 times.
You called it. White, first down, still on his feet. Penalty markers are thrown in 2 areas. One back downfield, and then one at the 37-yard line. The tackle credited to Ken Easley, and the first indication is it'll go against the Cleveland club. Next Sunday, and this is just an updated announcement, the AFC wildcard playoff game, Buffalo and the Jets, at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time right here on NBC.
Holding 63. Offense. Second down.
As you look at Jack Patera, that call went against the three-year veteran from Texas A&M, Cody Risen. Risen was quite a find, number 63 for the Browns, picked up on the 7th round. There he is.
First time in the NFL, Jay, that in this playoff format that 3 teams out of the same division, Jets, Buffalo, and Miami, have gone to the playoffs.
That's something.
Mr. Rozelle and his parody, P-A-R-O-D-Y parody.
Sight throws, and it's complete at the 46-yard line. Picked off by Ricky Feature. Dave Brown right there on his back made the tackle. They'll give a gain to about the 47.
Feature's really come into his own with this club. Reggie Rucker was the big star for a while, the deep man. Now Feature's taken over. And I think with Ozzie Newsome and a healthy Dave Logan, might be 3 of the better ones in all of football, or at least the crew's pretty good.
Feature played at Little Mississippi Valley, was originally a property of the New England Patriots, a measurement, and first down Cleveland. 8 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first quarter. The Seahawks are leading at 7-0 on an 82-yard touchdown with a pass interception by Kenny Easley. Sipe starts the day with 3,829 yards in the passing department. Better than 55% completion. Another fine year for Brian Sipe. Sight throws, and it was batted and caught by Mike Pruitt. One of the Seahawks got his hands on it. Michael Jackson on the tackle.
Sight, first of all, almost fell down. Not used to playing on this artificial stuff. Now pops back up again. We'll see who gets his hand up in the way. Somebody tipped it, couldn't see it, but Pruitt picks it off and is real close to a first down. Jay, they're going to measure.
Looked like it might have been Doug Sutherland, number 69.
One of those big defensive linemen.
Tapped it. It's just short.
Now they're going after it. That offensive line for Cleveland, still not very healthy, Jay. Right there, Jacob Green going head to head. What a battle. But they've had a lot of injuries in that offensive line. Deacon is still playing hurt, bad knees, bad ribs, bad shoulders.
Henry Shepard is just back starting, yes, I guess, for the second time now. Sam Rutigliano, 49 years old, Brooklyn born, the Browns' 6th head coach.
Coached me for 5 years in Denver.
Good man.
Oh, yes.
For the short yardage, Mike Pruitt, first down near the 36-yard line. Pickup of about 3 on the play. In under the pile, Ken Easley. Boy, this fellow makes a lot of tackles. 2 minutes left to play in that game at Chicago. Chicago is leading now. DeBerg is playing quarterback, and
he's thrown 2 touchdown passes.
He's thrown a couple of touchdown passes to Upchurch late in the game, but things look rather bleak for Denver. Denver was down 21-3 early in the third period. Charles White, number 55, Michael Jackson, did a job. Jackson, who played at the University of Washington, and many of you will remember in '79 in the Rose Bowl game in the fourth quarter, his interception had stopped the Michigan drive. And of course, Washington is going to the Rose Bowl. In fact, they left here yesterday, didn't they, and headed down the Rose Bowl with Washington and Iowa. And of course, you'll see the Fiesta Bowl. You're gonna
be
be
down
there
and watch. Oh, that could be the bowl game of the season.
And
First number 1 at the Orange Bowl in bad either.
Oh, what a day, New Year's Day. We'll tell you more about that a little later on, as it's Charles White at the 30, and White gets down to the 26-yard line with 6:15 left to play in the first quarter. Michael Jackson again on the tackle, a gain of 6 yards.
I'm talking to Sam Rutigliano before the game. I would imagine that Charles White will carry the ball between 25 and 30 times today. And I'd be surprised if he doesn't have a well over 100-yard day. And he's really the featured player in the running game.
Third and about a yard, and the Browns go with McDonald Oden, the extra tight end, in there. He comes out to the right side. Dave Logan has come out of the game. Newsom is set to the left side, and Oden on the wing right.
Pruitt's a short yardage man.
And they go to Charles White. First down. Michael Jackson again on the tackle, a pickup of 2 to the 25-yard line. Let's recap scores for you up to now. Tampa Bay with a big win. Tampa Bay is going to the postseason action after winning at Detroit. Kansas City 10-6 over Minnesota. That's the final score. The Jets 28-3 over Green Bay. Philadelphia in the wild card game of the NFC against the Giants, 38-0 over St. Louis.
Baltimore. Hello. They're going to win one?
Yeah, they might. Charles White across the 20. Fumble. Picked up. Boy,
yes,
there you see Kenny Easley again. He's been a one-man gang. Second turnover, the first one for 82 yards on the interception and a touchdown. A look again.
Cleveland's had problems. Every time they get close to that goal line, somebody stalls them, and the somebody today is number 45 in blue. Easily goes 82 for a touchdown. Then he's right. Johnny on the spot makes the fumble recovery.
Where did this happen? Inside the 20-yard line.
Of course. You didn't need to ask me, did you? There's White. About his 9th carry, the ball's knocked out. That was Jacob Green that got him from behind, and Easley standing right there to pick it up and bring his club back again.
There's Coach Sam Rutigliano. Used to be a consultant for NBC Sports on our football broadcasts, and whistles and flags. And it looked like it might have been motion against Seattle
Ball start,
easily a moment
number
ago
64,
with that fumble
offense.
recovery, his 4th of the year. That's a club record.
Didn't get to set it on the interception return, so he picks up a fumble and sets a club record. He's a great player, though, Jay, and
boy, he's impressed me in the games that I have done this year. I will say that. There are the offensive backs, Craig, Brown, and Dornick. Craig has had his name mispronounced by more people in the last 3 weeks than anybody in the country. McCullum, Sawyer, and Largent. Yarno in the middle with Dugan and Newton, Essink and August. 1st and 15 after the penalty. Now we've got penalty markers again as Theodis Brown goes up the sideline. He's knocked out of bounds near the 25-yard line by Don Good, number 50, the linebacker. It looked like a pickup of about 8 or 9.
Bradley tried to get back, and you know that's when you have a big running play. When you lose one of the defensive linemen. Look at Bradley hopping around trying to stay onside. Now everybody loses concentration, and you don't do it with another UCLA kid, Theodis Brown, and he rips off quite a run.
Brown, Bradley, and Alzado. Good, Jackson, Ambrose, and Matthews, the linebackers. And it's Bolton and Dixon and Scott and Beeman in the secondary. Beeman playing for the injured Tom Darden.
Coachman, number 91, defense in the neutral zone at the snap, refused. 2nd down.
Penalty refused, as it was Henry Bradley on the infraction. Largent's out of the game now, and Paul Johns, the young rookie free agent from Tulsa, is in the game. He's caught 7 passes. His number is 85. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
That's interesting. Could have been 1st and 5. Maybe he wanted Theodis to have the 4 yards rushing. Oh, well. This young quarterback's running it.
Pitch back comes to Theodis Brown. Gets a couple. Out of bounds near the 27-yard line. Autry Beeman, number 24, coming up to make the play. Theodis Brown, former St. Louis Cardinal. He's meant a lot to the running game here since coming over from the Cardinals. A couple of more scores for you. San Francisco leading 21-17 over New Orleans. What a year for Bill Walsh's fine young club.
They'll have the home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Cincinnati's had a great year. 7-0 over Atlanta. They're in the first quarter.
Important game for Cincinnati. If they lose, Miami gets the home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So it's a big game for Cincinnati to win.
3rd and 3 at the 27. Seattle leading 7-0. 4:30 to go. First period. That's Dornick. Looked like he got the first down at the 32-yard line. Robert L. Jackson, the left inside linebacker, 56. Henry Bradley, 91 on the tackle. Let's go to New York. An update from Bryant Gumbel.
Well, Jay, at the Astrodome, the Oilers and Steelers are just finishing out the season, both of them going home for the playoffs. Gifford Nielsen, 16-yard strike to Dave Casper, has put the Oilers out in front 7-3 in the first. Jay?
All right, Bryant, and Gifford Nielsen may well be the quarterback of the future for those Houston Oilers of Ed Biles.
No doubt about it. He's told Kenny Stabler, you stay in Houston all off-season, or I'm going to start the kid from BYU.
Well, Stabler likes to get the wanderlust, you know, in the off-season. Over the middle, and it is complete. That's Mike Tice. Tice, the backup tight end. They had both Sawyer and Tice in the lineup. And it's a first down out at the 46-yard line.
One of the things the Seattle Seahawks will be looking for in the draft is a dynamic tight end that can get deep. One of the things that has always lacked with their offense. But Tice, fine young man here.
Not bad for a kid who was a quarterback at the University of Maryland.
That's right. They look all over the place to get a young man to really help their pass offense at tight end. Tice may give whoever they bring in next year a run along with Sawyer.
That was 14 yards and a first down at the 46-yard line. Craig has all kinds of time. He's going for Largent. There he is. Oh,
pass interference. No doubt about it, Jake.
Hanford Dixon on the call. Interference. Largent got a step on him, although the ball appeared to be underthrown. Dixon interfered.
Largent
opponent had him beat. Craig threw it short, which isn't a bad throw. You usually don't get it picked off when you throw it short, and he knows Largent will come back. But the coverage man, I'll tell you, he knew he was beat. Put his hands up and just ran right over him.
They pick up 43 yards as we get another angle for you from our competent crew.
First down.
Craig really airing it out. Hanford Dixon knew he was beaten, Jay, and that's about all you can do. Save the touchdown is what you do, but you definitely give him a 43-yard penalty.
Pretty clever of Largent to turn around and try to come back, too.
He's been in this league long enough to know what to handle.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Dornick breaks the way down to the 5, to the 3-yard line. Dornick doing a little freelancing. The big guy from Washington State with a 3-point rushing average. Clarence Scott, the strong safety, made the tackle. A pickup of 8. And it's going to be at the 3-yard line.
Talk about your student athletes. There's one right there. Dornick going to be a doctor.
He was a Pac-8 Scholar Athlete of the Year in '77. Chicago 35, Denver 24. So the San Diego folks have got to be pleased about that.
If Denver wants to go to the playoffs, San Diego must lose to Oakland. Now they'll all be praying for that one.
Dennis Boyd is in as a tight end. Boyd has caught a touchdown pass this year. Handoff up over the top, Theodis Brown to about the 1.5-yard line.
They can get a first down, Jay.
Boyd caught a pass for touchdown against Denver way back early in the year.
Yes.
They had him in there as a possible pass receiver that time, as they had Sawyer and Tice out of the lineup. Now they place the ball at about the 1.5-yard line. 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. The Seahawks got their first touchdown on an 82-yard interception by Easley. And now they are knocking on the door for what might be their second touchdown of the afternoon against these Cleveland Browns. There is the talented Jim Zorn.
Coat and tie and a cast on his leg.
Injured in the Pittsburgh game.
Yes.
The leg broken right at the ankle.
And then this guy at quarterback here came back and beat the Jets.
Craig hands off and going in for the touchdown, Theodis Brown. Brown's 6th touchdown of the season. He was held at 12 yards last week in Denver, been bothered a little bit by shin splints and a neck problem.
This guy was overshadowed at St. Louis by O.J. Anderson. And when he came here, he got a second life. Really and truly, with all the injuries to the running backs of the Seahawks over the years, this guy finally brought him a running game, and it's been very important. It was instrumental in that win over the Jets.
A very impressive 81-yard drive here. Alvarez, the young man with a strong leg, born in Bolivia, puts it up, and it is good. So we have 1 minute and 30 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And the Seahawks lead it 14-0 here. So a very impressive start for the Seattle Seahawks. This is Jay Randolph with Mike Hafner, the Kingdome, Seattle, Washington. Welcome to you who've been watching Chicago defeat Denver 35-24. There is Jack Patera. His Seattle Seahawks lead this game with 1 minute and 30 to go in the first period, 14-0. An 82-yard interception for a touchdown by Easley right there. His first touchdown as a Seahawk, second pass interception of the season. And just moments ago, the Seahawks drove down the field 82 yards as Theodis Brown scored his 6th touchdown of the year for Seattle. Mike Hafner, nice to have the folks with us who've been watching that action in Chicago. And we've got a fun ball game going here. If you're a Seattle fan, if you're that man, Sam Ratigliano, you've got to be a little upset. The kickoff from Alvarez to Dino Hall. Hall for Cleveland is at the 20. Gets to the 23-yard line.
One of the things Ratigliano said was he's going to look at a lot of different people, and this was just the end of the season, the last game, and I think Seattle took a little affront to that and put 14 on him in the first quarter.
Michael Jackson on the tackle. There is the drive moments ago, capped by the 2-yard run by Brown.
And set up by Easley, who recovered a fumble and started that drive.
Browns operating now from their own 24-yard line. Charles White starting this afternoon along with Mike Pruitt. Tackle made by Jacob Green. Let's go to New York. Once again, Bryant Gumbel.
Well, Jay, with 3 wins and 30 tries between them, you already know the Patriots and the Colts are dreadful. But here's visual proof. An inept pass by Burt Jones. It stands at 23-14 Colts in the 4th. Jay?
I had the Colts last week against Washington. They're all ready to go to Hawaii when it gets cold.
The best laid plans. Charles White going the other way. Penalty marker thrown at the 30-yard line. White run out of bounds, and we'll wait till our referee, Chuck Heberling, and his crew unravel this. Clipping against Seattle. Our referee is Chuck Heberling. The umpire is Gordon Wells. Head linesman is Ray Dodaz. The line judge, Dale Oram. The back judge, Al Jury. The side judge is Dwayne Gandy. And the field judge, our old friend, Charlie Musser. Came out on the plane with us yesterday.
That was a clip on Cleveland, and that'll wipe out the first down run by Charles White.
Clipping. Offense number 85. Second down.
Call goes against the wide receiver, David Logan. White has 55 yards on 11 rushes.
He's been the bulk of the offense this afternoon.
Here's Logan coming out of the game.
Ribs, hamstring.
We alluded to all the injuries he's had, and he really such a threat when he's in there that it's been tough for Cleveland. A delay to Mike Pruitt. Pruitt is across the 20 at the 22-yard line. Manu Tuiasosopo makes contact. Pickup of 6. Let's call it 6 on the play. We have 25 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter here at the Kingdome. Their 39th straight sellout here. This telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Seattle Seahawks and the NFL is prohibited. And there is the end of the first quarter. Easley with the big interception. The other touchdown to Brown. Seahawks 14, the Cleveland Browns nothing.
Achtung, there it is. Pontiac's new 6000.
Wow, I've never seen a Pontiac like that before.
It's Pontiac's answer to the world's great road cars.
I believe it. What's it got?
Front-wheel drive. Four-cylinder engine with electronic fuel injection. Power rack and pinion steering. Optional V6 or diesel. Everything.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Now the excitement really begins.
There's a hungry kind of feeling, and every day it grows. You know there's so much more to you than anybody knows.
Specialist Kevin Crowley is working with tomorrow's technology in the Army's newest tank.
All that you can be.
The laser determines target range and feeds it to the computer.
All that you can be.
It's just incredible.
'Cause we need you in the Army.
Ring in the holidays. Ring out the year. Sparkling with Andre. Love and good cheer. Take Andre home for the holidays. Andre for the holidays.
What's a celebration without Andre Champagne to lend sparkle and elegance to your good times? Greet the season and your friends with the best. Andre.
For the holidays and all year long.
And a happy 1982. Well, of course, that's what these two teams are looking forward to.
I knew you'd get that in.
We're all looking forward to that.
Hey, both these clubs will be back, too.
Well, you see some statistics there that are rather deceiving, but it tells the story of the way the Cleveland Browns year has gone. They have moved the ball very well in the middle of the football field, but not across the line where it counts.
You know, we pointed out the loss of Logan. You get a big 6'5" kid inside the 20-yard line, just throw it up and let him score for you. And he hadn't been around to do that for the Browns this season.
Third down and 11 for Brian Sipe and the Cleveland Browns from the 23-yard line. Penalty markers down. Sipe's pass is batted down. Picked away and taken in by number 7, 74, Tuiasosopo, and now we will have to unravel it.
I think they're going to stop it on the penalty. He jumped in, bumped into somebody, so that now the play's dead, I think.
Well, there certainly was a whistle.
Picked it off.
There was a whistle. The indication is that the penalty would be against Seattle. Now,
exactly right.
Referee Chuck Eberling will,
I think it was Jacob Green,
march it off.
About 79, Jacob Green.
And let's listen as we take a look at it.
Offside defense, number 79. Third down.
That's the call.
Well, we couldn't see Jacob Green on the replay. But watch Tuiasosopo. What a great athlete. This is, I mean, usually if you just bat it down, it's happiness. There's batted down and then right into Tuiasosopo's hands.
I don't know who batted that ball. Was it? Might have been
Sutherland again.
Might have been Sutherland again. I believe it was. 3rd and 6 at the 28. Sight steps up, throws, intercepted. Here comes Easley. Easley's at the 30, at the 20, down to the 10, to the 8-yard line. 3rd interception of the season. Easley's already scored a touchdown, has 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery. 41-yard return. Kenny Easley putting on a show here.
Not often that a defensive player can dominate a game, especially out of the defensive backfield. But this young man, now you know why the Seattle Seahawks drafted him on the 1st round. And they said he could turn this club around, and he is turning this game around this afternoon.
Did I say he was playing well?
Yeah.
I think that was an understatement.
Slightly understated. Slightly understated. What a
Here
player.
come the Seahawks with the ball at the 8-yard line. Ken Easley. The pitch back coming, and that is Theodis Brown at the 5-yard line. Pickup of about 2. Oh, that's Ivory. Excuse me. Ivory is in the backfield. Horace Ivory getting an opportunity to do some work in the backfield.
Well, Cleveland had this one pretty well smelled out. It was just a deep pitch. Ivory coming over from New England, getting his chance to play here. Spelling Brown a little bit. But Cleveland was all over that one. They knew that was coming right from the get-go.
Now we just have Dornick behind Dave Craig. Craig rolling to the left side, throwing back against the grain. Touchdown, Largent. Steve Largent, his 70th catch of the season. He has now caught passes in 68 straight.
Oh, they planned this one all the way. This is a goal line pass. Crossing pattern to the veteran All-Pro. Look at that. 4 straight seasons, over 1,000 yards, Jay. Only one player in the history of the game has ever done that. Bambi wasn't too bad down in San Diego. Lance Allworth.
Oh, indeed. Alvarez with Largent to hold. Blocked, but through. Well, everything is going right for the Seattle Seahawks, who lead at 21-0. You folks in the Cleveland area may be going out to get your Christmas tree, but stay with us. We're going to see McDonald a little later on. It's 21-0, Seahawks over the Browns.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
Down here in Texas, people know a good beer. Many choose the taste of my Schlitz. Just one glass will tell a lot of beer drinkers what I've known all along. You just can't buy a better tasting beer than Schlitz.
What do I really think? I think Schlitz tastes better than Miller. Schlitz tastes really smooth. Mr. Sillinger, your Schlitz tastes good. It really does.
I'm glad you like it.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
Germany, home of Volkswagen. What's a Mazda GLC doing here? Making a point about outstanding value in an economy car. Because while the sophisticated GLC offers the performance, economy, and versatility you expect in a front-wheel drive economy car, it offers it at a price you most certainly don't expect. The more you look at some of the finest economy cars in the world, the more you like the 1982 Mazda GLC.
The This is Bryant Gumbel in New York. When you've lost 14 in a row, as the Colts have, I guess you'll try anything. Busted play here. Burt Jones figures it's easier to hide the ball. Nonetheless, it looks like the Colts might beat the Patriots. They're out in front, 23-14. Let's go to Jay Randolph.
And Brian, if they beat New England, they will have started with a victory over New England and ended with a victory over New England, and there would have been utter chaos in between.
That would have been. There was.
Kickoff from Alvarez. Dino Hall gets the call. He's at the 15, at the 20, breaks away at the 25 to the 27-yard line. 22-yard return by Dino Hall. The tackle made by Vic Miner.
Going to get a new quarterback.
And
Came
it
a little
is
quicker
Paul
than we
McDonald. Yeah, we thought we might see sight for most of this first half, but I think they wanted to take a look now at McDonald down 21-0. We're going to take a timeout. 14:22 left to play in the first half here in the Kingdom.
For the special times, for the happy times, for what's been, for what will be, for all the years and all the tears, for what you mean to me, for all you give me, a diamond, and forever I give to you.
Don't you have more than Christmas to celebrate? Give her a diamond.
Angelo's been working overtime on his flips. He needs the deodorant that works overtime.
Senator, Joe's been working overtime to get his story. But he needs the deodorant that works overtime.
Only Old Spice Stick Deodorant gives you both 24-hour protection from odor, plus that famous Old Spice scent.
Pluck has been working overtime, learning the new plays.
Sure glad my Old Spice Stick works overtime, too.
Old Spice Stick, the deodorant that works overtime.
This is Sally Field. An outstanding company of actors is now in rehearsal to give one performance of the Pulitzer Prize-winning play All the Way Home, Monday night, live on NBC.
The 12-year veteran from Yale, Mr. Calvin Hill. His last game today. What a fine gentleman.
You know, and he's been going around all week kind of soaking in the locker room and the after game and the coaches and trying to remember all those things that you took for granted for 12 years. What a fine man.
As we told you, it's Paul McDonald quarterbacking now. Charles White takes the handoff. That's USC to USC right there.
Well, he did that. He did that a couple times in White's career, I think.
It's interesting. McDonald of USC to White of USC, tackled by Tui Asasopo of UCLA.
That happened, I'm sure, that happened in their college careers.
McDonald, 11 of 23 for 166 yards, a touchdown and an interception. The left-hander, they like this fella. He's smart. He reads well. Second down and 9. And he throws and completes it out at the 32-yard line to White. White lost the ball, picked up, Gregory Johnson down for another touchdown. '30-yard play, first touchdown of his career for the rookie from Oklahoma
Charles
State.
Jackson was the receiver. Watch, Michael Jackson is the one who strips White of the ball. Pushes it out. Johnson picks it up. This is Seattle Seahawks defensive show. Usually you come here and wait for the fireworks, the reverses, the plays off a punt formation. Now it's the Seattle Seahawks defense who's been maligned for this entire franchise's existence. No defense here. That's why we can't win. But they play like this every Sunday afternoon, they'd be in the playoffs.
First pro touchdown for the rookie from Oklahoma State. 31 yards officially on the touchdown. Largent holes. Alvarez has been busy. And with 13:37 left to play in the first half, Seahawks 28, Cleveland Browns nothing.
The high-speed roads of Germany where the BMW runs free. What's a Mazda 626 Sport Coupe doing here? Making a point about outstanding value in a road car. Because while the 626 offers the performance, luxury, and economy you expect in a refined road car, it offers it at a price you most certainly don't expect. The more you look at some of the finest road cars in the world, the more you like the 1982 Mazda 626.
Behind every Schlitz is a man
The people in St. Louis know their beer, but as a master brewer...
Schlitzer.
Thank you. I know one taste of my Schlitz can change a lot of minds. And now more people know.
I like Schlitz better than Bud.
I'm a Miller drinker, but you have to taste Schlitz to believe it.
Mr. Sillinger, your Schlitz tastes good. It's a good tasting beer.
Here's to it.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
Next Saturday, Wildcat fans have plenty to cheer about when Dean Smith's #1 ranked Tar Heels of North Carolina battle it out with the second-ranked Wildcats of Kentucky, right here on the home of great college basketball, NBC Sports.
The hair is standing up on the back of the neck of Mr. Sam Ratigliano right now. His club down 28-0. Greg Pruitt at the 10, 15, at the 20, outside at the 30, up the field and out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Nice return by Greg Pruitt. It's only his second kickoff return of the year. 27 yards. His other one was for 26. Greg Pruitt, who played at Oklahoma.
We played just a little over a quarter. We got 28 points, and really and truly the Seattle defense has been the force. It's amazing. When this Seattle club gets some defense here, Jay, people aren't going to like to come to this place.
I said it a couple of weeks ago. They're very few players away from really being a contending team. McDonald freelancing, rolling, throwing.
Defense is, as I said, has been maligned for years and years here. You know what a game like this can do for next season? I mean, that confidence will carry over the entire offseason. They'll believe that they can stop any team and score quite often. This could be a game that the Seahawk franchise could turn around on.
First down, Seattle at the Cleveland 44-yard line. Largent goes in motion. Hand off to Horace Ivory. Ivory in the backfield now with Dornick. Tackle to Robert L. Jackson, 56, and Henry Bradley, 91, the nose tackle. Pickup of about 3 yards on the play.
That was nice of Jim Craig not to go right for the touchdown after the turnover.
This defensive unit of the Browns back on the field again. 12 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first half. 28-0 Seattle. Largent, end around, cuts inside the block. It was set up by Tice. Fumble. And Cleveland gets a break. Good on the tackle. R.L. Jackson came out of there with a football. There is a good look at young Dave Craig. His club has just turned it over. We'll be back with more from the Kingdome in just a moment.
Yes, New York, I think we have that information coming in.
These busy executives in 3 different cities are all at the same conference, a teleconference. They solve their problems without leaving the office through the Bell Network, the world's most advanced information management system. That reduces travel, cuts costs, gets more done. You are also part of the network. Use it. Put our knowledge to work for you. The Information Management Network from Bell.
Radio Shack makes Christmas dreams come true.
Oh, I love the frog.
Cuddly animals with a radio inside. Maybe Santa will bring it. Dependable portable radios. A Pekingese and raccoon. A frog and a lovable floppy dog. And a cuddly cat or a cute brown spaniel. Furry friends in a musical menagerie that'll delight your kids or teens alike.
Daddy, Santa brought my frog from Radio Shack.
Only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store. Has the cold weather got you down? Escape to Hawaii. Top pros hang 10 through pounding surf and men's World Cup surfing. Then America's best men gymnasts take on a dynamic Chinese team in U.S.-China gymnastics. Plus wild jet ski racing. Next Saturday on NBC Sports World.
The Seagulls, SEA, entertaining here in the Kingdome. First and 10 at the 31-yard line. Paul McDonald quarterbacking now for the Browns of Cleveland. Completed out to Mike Pruitt. First down. He got it to the 43-yard line. Rodell Thomas, 59 on the play. Going to run through the scores for you, late tuners in. Chicago hurt Denver 35-14. Tampa Bay wins the NFC Central 20-17 over Detroit. Minnesota finishing with 5 losses in a row as Kansas City won it 10-6. The Jets 28-3 over Green Bay. The Jets and Buffalo, the wild card teams. Philadelphia 35-0 over St. Louis. Philadelphia wild card team in the NFC. This pass intended for feature too high. Some of the other scores. Baltimore leading by 2, fourth quarter in the battle for the number 1 draft pick.
You know, Baltimore wins that game to lose the number 1 draft pick.
San Francisco, a final. The 49ers winning again. Cincinnati 17-7 over Atlanta, second quarter, that game in Atlanta. Washington has a 13-7 second quarter lead over the Los Angeles Rams. And it is Houston 7, Pittsburgh 3, second quarter. Here, 28-0 Seahawks. And Mike Pruitt across the 50 down to the 48-yard line. 12 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this first half, and a pickup of 9 yards before Michael Jackson, number 55, made the tackle. Charles White is out of there. Greg Pruitt, 34, and Mike Pruitt, 43. Quite often I'm asked, are they any relation? No, they're not.
They're not. There's a good look at Paul McDonald. What does he think now? His team's down 28 points. This is his chance to play. Looks like maybe he couldn't even pull it out to win. But he wants to play a football game. Sipe has been the guy here for years. Now he wants to get his chance and prove that he can be the viable backup.
Now, Sipe has really had a fine year. This team, the Browns, are 3rd on offense, 5th on defense, yet they come in with a 5-10 record. That's the worst record for a team with those kind of statistics in all of professional football. Charles White, who returned to the backfield, carried it down to the 46-yard line. And Michael Jackson, 55, and Dave Brown, 22 on the tackle.
You know, Jay, we saw it in the statistics in the first quarter. Seattle's leading 14-0. Totally domination by Cleveland and all the statistics, running, passing, time of possession, and yet they're down by 2 touchdowns.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line for the Browns. McDonald falls down, and very alertly, Mike Pruitt falls on the football. The young quarterback, Paul McDonald, a number 4 draft pick, seemed to get his toe caught in the turf, and Doug Sutherland covered the play, but luckily Mike Pruitt got down there to hop on the ball right there.
He didn't trip over his pulling guard. He tripped over that artificial stuff down there.
Loss of 4. Second down and 14 at the 49-yard line of Seattle for the Browns. The Browns last week were edged by the Jets 14-13. McDonald goes down back at the 43-yard line. And it was Rodell Thomas. Thomas, the free agent rookie from Alabama State, picked up from Miami.
Weak side blitz. Weak side blitz, and Thomas, nobody touches him. Comes to the backside. McDonald never saw him coming. One of the things that a young quarterback, he doesn't have that sixth sense about that blitz. He'll learn that as he plays more and more and more. You'll be able to feel that guy even if you don't see him. But Thomas was untouched. McDonald goes down.
Loss of 7, minus 11 yards on the last 2 plays.
Seattle, they don't care on defense. They can go for it now.
Third down. McDonald steps up and throws complete. Ricky Feature down at the 20 and to the 19-yard line and a first down. Dave Brown, number 22, the cornerback, undercut him. Boy, that ball was really put on consignment in excellent fashion by the young quarterback McDonald. 38-yard play.
One of the things that they questioned about McDonald was whether he had the big power arm to throw it across the middle. He hit it right there, about 20 yards on a frozen rope. Nice catch by Feature, and gets him back to first down after third and 22.
First and 10.
15-yard line. First down. Over the middle. Caught by Feature. Bumped down at the 3-yard line by Ken Easley. Boy, he caught that ball hanging on Easley's back almost. Pickup of 6.
McDonald reminds you a little bit of a young Kenny Stabler. Not only because he's left-handed, but the touch on the ball, too. Take a look at how it's not so much the speed and delivery of the ball, but where he throws it. I mean, that ball cannot be picked off. There's just absolutely no way. He throws it high, makes Feature go up for it. Nice throw. I like this young man's touch.
Short yardage alignment. McDonald Oden's in there. Matt Miller, number 71, up front for the Browns. Pitch back coming. And going in at the 3-yard line is White. Stopped by Rodell Thomas. Terry Beeson, of course, is out of the lineup. That's why Thomas is getting to play at the left side. Michael Jackson being inserted into the middle. Coming into the game, Calvin Hill. Well, I guess they'd like to see Calvin get a touchdown in his last game in the National Football League. He has one touchdown this season. They're going to go to the full house backfield. Now Terry Beeson is in the game for the Seahawks.
Going to test that rib.
Second down and 3. Handoff going to Charles White. Didn't get in. Coming up to make the play was Fred Anderson, who was put in there. Number 63 to beef it up. Robert Hardy, number 75, coming across. And easily you see him getting up back there. He's everywhere.
You know, it's amazing. The great athletes will rise to the occasion when you have a lot of injuries on defense, and he's really sparked them today.
At the 5-yard line now, third down and goal. Dave Logan goes wide to the right, a ground level view. McDonald throwing, touchdown, Greg Pruitt. Pruitt comes up with his 4th touchdown of the season. The 43rd career touchdown for him.
Big pressure the last time on the running play, so McDonald, the youngster, comes back. He's calling his own plays today. Says if they're going to put that kind of pressure on me, I'll go to the youngster Greg Pruitt over the middle. And I like to call him young after 9 years.
Well, you know, it's going to be 28-7 if this kick is converted. And we've still got a big afternoon of football ahead of us here.
It's not over with. McDonald loved to bring him back.
McDonald holding for Matt Barr. Matt, who played at Penn State, came from San Francisco in a trade, converts it. 6:44 to go in the second period. 28-7, Seahawks.
Betty Turner? First day, huh? Through this door, turn left, past the water cooler, turn right. You're looking for Miss Hunter. Betty. Olive Hunter. This is Miriam. Hi. And Doug. Hi. And this is you. That's really something, isn't it, Betty? Betty?
The IBM Display Writer. It's easy for people to adjust to because it adjusts to people. It practically teaches you itself. It gives you step-by-step instructions, a dictionary of about 50,000 words that helps you check your spelling. There's even a way to check your math. It almost makes errors obsolete. You can type, edit, correct, and zip out page after page. Some people worry about a machine making them feel uneasy. The IBM Display Writer makes them feel they can handle just about anything. How'd it go?
Piece of cake.
IBM, helping put information to work for people.
It's the biggest one-day bowl bonanza ever, unmatched in terms of color, emotion, and excitement. The Fiesta Bowl, followed by the Rose Bowl, and finally the primetime spectacular of the Orange Bowl. A collegiate gridiron feast without ever changing your dial, New Year's Day.
We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
TV, Channel 5, Seattle.
Horace Ivory and Eric Lane.
Ivory and Lane back to receive the kick. Horace Ivory bringing it up. Still on the go, or was it Eric Lane? It is. It's Eric Lane. And Lane at the 42-yard line. A fine return, a penalty marker thrown along the sideline at the 28. Lane, a rookie from BYU, on the return.
Holding on Seattle.
That'll nullify a fine play by Eric Lane.
Momentum's now going to turn a little bit for the Browns. They can hold them here, score a touchdown for the half. Got a football game again.
Holding on the return by number 21. First down.
Vic Minor.
Call went against Vic Minor. Doing a little work down there. Trying to get things squared away. First and 10 at the 18-yard line. David Hughes is in the backfield. Look out. They were coming, and it was number 57, Clay Matthews, the 4-year veteran from USC, a fine athlete who's been improving each year for the Browns. He came across to make the play on Craig, a loss of 9.
We saw the blitz from the blind side against Cleveland. So Cleveland turns right around and does it to the very young quarterback for the Seahawks. They get the blind side blitz. Craig never saw him.
Mike Robinson, a rookie, number 92 out of Arizona, is now at right end, replacing Lyle Alzado for the Browns.
Too bad Craig doesn't pronounce his name Creek. They could say you blitz Creek.
A lot of people wish he would pronounce it that way. Handoff going to Theotis Brown, and he's over the 10 to the 11-yard line. Theotis starting the day with 510 yards and a 3.8 per rush average. Look at the first downs in this game. The score, folks, if you're just joining us, 28-7. Seahawks over the Browns. 5:41 left to go in the first half.
It's been the Browns' problem all year. They're great between the 20s.
Jack Patera, 48 years old, the only coach the Seahawks have ever had. His record 34-57 coming into today's play.
3rd and 17 at the 11.
Largent, Johns, and McCullum, 3 wide receivers in there now on 3rd and 17. Craig gives it off to Theotis Brown, and he is to the 12-yard line, and that's it, as Thomas Brown, number 97, made the tackle. And now a little bit of shoving and jostling, but it'll be punting time. The first punt of this game coming up. Frank Garcia, who took over for the injured Jeff West. West, a broken ankle in the Denver game last week. Saw Garcia in preseason, it seems to me, with Tampa Bay. He's been around a little bit.
He had a stop at Green Bay, too, I think.
Standing in his own end zone. Garcia hangs it high, doesn't turn over, though, and it is taken at the 47-yard line by Dino Hall. A very courageous play by Hall.
I'd have had my hand up there, Jay.
Bearing down on him. Timeout with 4:20 left in the first half.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
Schlitz is downright good. I think it's even better than Miller.
I'm from Germany. I do think I know a bit about beer, and this is really good beer.
Hey, I'm loyal to my bud, but I think Schlitz beat it out.
I like the taste of Schlitz. It's as simple as that.
In 40 years as a master brewer, this Schlitz is my smoothest. Have you tasted my Schlitz?
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
Well, we've got a nifty car and we're gonna hit the road every day.
Pontiac J car, Pontiac J.
With the radio blast and we'll be cruising just as far as we can.
Pontiac J car, J2000.
You can come along with us cause we got a lot of things to do.
Pontiac J car.
And we'll have fun,
fun, fun, cause we're driving in our Pontiac J. Fun, fun, cause we're driving in our Pontiac J. Fun, fun,
Pontiac. Now the excitement begins.
Has the cold weather got you down? Escape to Hawaii. Top pros hang 10 through pounding surf in men's World Cup surfing. Then America's best men gymnasts take on a dynamic Chinese team in U.S.-China gymnastics, plus wild jet ski racing. Next Saturday on NBC Sports World.
33-yard punt a moment ago. Cleveland, a total of 35 plays. White with 16 of them for 62 yards.
Be interesting to see what Seattle does now. Will they play zone defense, drop back, let them have the passing game? Or will they be aggressive and try and keep them out of the end zone? Because if Cleveland scores, we got a football game.
Pass for feature. That's the pattern that worked so well a little while ago. But this time, Paul McDonald led him a bit too far.
He was open over the middle, and they did play zone on one side. You get man-to-man zone on the far side, right side. You got man-to-man across the middle. And so Seattle staying aggressive. They know if they give up a score here, that 28-0 lead that was theirs for a while might just disappear.
McDonald led USC to 2 Rose Bowls.
One to be president, he said. Still got a chance.
It happened.
Jack Kemp's close.
Looked like a busted play. Penalty marker down. Fred Anderson wrapped him up, number 63.
Little motion that stopped the play to begin with.
Against the Cleveland Browns. Referee Chuck Heberling makes the indication. We have 4:11 left to play in this first half. The Seahawks
can easily show.
Illegal motion, offense, refused, 3rd down.
The Seahawks went out to a 28-0 lead. It's 28-7, and it is 3rd and 12.
Well, McDonald picked it up in the 3rd and long situation the last time. See if he goes back to feature over the middle.
He throws to the short man, White, and White is short of a first down at the 39-yard line. Short by about 2.5 yards. Michael Jackson, 55, and Keith Butler, 53 on the tackle.
This time it's deep zone coverage, and he figures to get it to White, the running back, 25, and maybe he'll pick up the first down. Now they got a 4th down situation. I'd go for it here.
They're going to. Why not? The Seahawks 4th against the pass in the AFC, yielding 188.9. Oh, here is 4th and 3 at the 39, and they've got Calvin Hill in there now with Greg Pruitt, 35 and 34. Logan is the wide receiver. At to the right side. Over the middle, complete. Pruitt, first down at the 24-yard line. Fred Anderson, number 63, again on the tackle, a pickup of 6 for the first down.
This time Seattle, depending on their underneath coverage, their linebackers, they know it's only short yardage they need on the pass. The linebackers trying to cover one-on-one. And Cleveland fans, you're going to see number 34 on 3rd down and short passing situations for the rest of his career. That'll be his specialty with the Cleveland Browns from now on.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. And incomplete.
Should have had that one, Jay.
Ozzie Newsome, the Wizard of Oz, out of Alabama.
There's quite a lineup, huh? Spend your day with us.
Beginning at 1:30 Eastern Time, USC and Penn State in the Fiesta Bowl, and Iowa takes on Washington in the Rose. And finally, could well be the national championship game. Number 1 Clemson battles Nebraska. Champions of the Big 8 in the Orange Bowl. That's all New Year's Day on NBC.
Just turn on NBC in the morning when you get up and stay with us.
At the 23-yard line, 2nd down. And again, out of the backfield to Greg Pruitt. Pruitt gets down to the 18-yard line. Gregory Johnson, the rookie, made the play. Pick up a 5. Clock running with 2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Seahawks leading 28-7 over the Cleveland Browns. Both clubs identical records of 5 and 10 coming into this final action of the regular season.
We won't see another play, Jay. It'll run down to the 2 minutes.
2-minute warning given right here. Young Paul McDonald comes over to talk to the Browns hierarchy. We'll take a timeout. The Seahawks lead the Browns 28-7.
Atari would like to thank you for taking us into your homes. We wish you all a happy holiday.
I know what you mean. My broker says if I want to beat inflation, I've got to get into the stock market. What does your broker say?
Well, my broker is E.F. Hutton. And E.F. Hutton says,
When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen.
Paul McDonald, 8 out of 12, the touchdown, 103 yards, trying to get his club on the board again before the halftime.
Comes that crucial third down situation. He's been very successful in his last couple drives.
Calvin Hill is back in. It'll be 3rd down and 5 at the 18-yard line. It's Hill 35 and Greg Pruitt 34.
He'll be all over Pruitt. Nice time to go to Calvin Hill right here.
Newsom is right. Feature in the slot left with Logan left. And there it is, Calvin Hill, and you called it a first down at the 10-yard line. Pickup of 10.
Pruitt's burned him on 3rd and 4th down in this drive already. He's in the game. Linebackers are thinking they're going back to him. Why not go to the veteran who's really been a great pass receiver out of the backfield for Cleveland over the last couple of years?
Talk about New Year's Day on NBC. The best of the bowls, 3 of them, the Fiesta, the Rose, and the Orange. And, of course, next Sunday, the Jets and Buffalo.
Early in the morning out here on the coast, too.
Yeah. Handoff to Charles White. White's at the 5, down to the 2. Tuiasa Sopo saved the touchdown, along with number 53, Keith Butler, and, of course, Ken Easley was over there.
Of course. What a day he's had. Holy mackerel.
Timeout with 1:05 left to play here in the first half. We'll come back after this.
Well, Chris, what are we going to get for Grandma this year?
A football!
For Grandma?
Yeah. A puppy?
I don't think so.
A Kodak camera.
Now you're cooking. Of all the gifts you can give, here's one everybody likes. The Kodak Extralight 10 camera. It's got electronic flash built right in, so you're always ready in a flash. It's Kodak's most popular pocket camera. Right, Chris?
Right, but there's still nothing wrong with the football.
Kodak, America's storyteller.
Introducing the Missing Lynx. The totally new Lynx 5-door for 1982. Lynx. It not only gives you exceptional fuel efficiency. The 5-door Lynx gives you a spacious inner world of comfort. Lynx, now more than ever, the world belongs to Lincoln Mercury.
Christmas night, Maureen Stapleton is a widow torn between her new love and the resentment from her overprotective family.
He isn't Daddy.
Veronica Hamill co-stars in The Gathering 2.
Interior look at the Kingdome, this great facility here in the Northwest, in Seattle.
How many sellouts in a row?
39 straight sellouts.
It's a credit to this club and this franchise and the ownership.
Fans here are something special.
They didn't win a game here 2 years ago.
Sam Rutigliano played in his college days. White? No, he didn't get there.
Not even close.
No, he didn't get much. They unravel it. There's Jack Patera. Jack played at Washington High School in Portland, Oregon, and later played for the Colts and Cowboys, influenced much by Tom Landry.
He was my coach when I was a rookie at the Rams. He had the fearsome foursome.
Yes, he did.
Also the Purple People Eaters in Minnesota. I think he coached them, too. He's built some great defensive lines.
3rd and 2 coming up with a minute left to play. Retigliano talking things over with Paul McDonald. They had a football game here last night.
Yes,
the Bacon Bowl. The policemen from the Tacoma area and the Seattle area got together. Boy, they
had 10,000 here.
Uniforms look great. The Tacoma Hogs won it 15-7 over the Seattle Badgers.
The Hogs. Is that a play on
the Hogs?
On the pigs.
The Arkansas Razorbacks might take a little
exception to
it, but they had a lot of fun here. It's really, and raised a lot of money for charity. Temperature up near the 50 mark outside here today.
Yes, but it rains a lot up here, and I'm glad they got this dome, Jay.
That's an understatement also. Terry Beeson, number 58. Beeson, who originally was playing the middle, spelling Joe Norman, who was out with knee surgery. He's had a muscle pull in the stomach area, very painful, but Beeson is in there now, and it's 3rd and 2.
And he plays the run well, Jay.
And the quarterback loses the football. And the Seahawks get it at the 20-yard line. And it is number 59, Rodell Thomas, the rookie.
6 turnovers, Jay. 6 for Cleveland.
Rodell Thomas got a touchdown earlier this year against Oakland.
Radio Shack's spectacular Christmas stereo sale.
I just got a great buy for my stereo system. These Radio Shack speakers, on sale now for $39.95 each. That's half price. A real bargain. A 2-way bass reflex system, incredible bass, clear crisp highs, and a rich walnut veneer finish. Looks great. Sounds great. Radio Shack's 2-for-1 speaker buy makes stereo really affordable.
On sale now for $39.95 each. Only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
The people here in California know their beer. In fact, beer is a big part of their Oktoberfest. Schlitz, please. And for our master brewer, the final test is a beer drinker's taste.
I think Schlitz tastes a little better than Bud.
It's nice and mellow. I like it.
I'm impressed. This Schlitz really tastes good.
Mr. Sellinger, I'll go with your Schlitz.
I knew you would.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
The rookie Rodell Thomas had a 5-yard touchdown with a fumble against Oakland. He comes up and gets this one eventually.
Yes, and Paul McDonald started it by stumbling. Great camera work. Showed you why that fumble came about. There's Thomas. He's going to get it. All you have to do is roll over Rodell and it'll come right to you, and he got it.
Veteran director Barry Stoddard heading up our fine crew, bringing you the sights and sounds of the NFL from Seattle this afternoon, and our entire production under the watchful eye of Mr. Roy Hammerman, one of the great veterans of the television business. Great crew here this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying it. 28-7 Seahawks, 51 seconds left to go. First half, the Otis Brown out to the 22-yard line. And the fans don't like the play calling. They want more.
They want 58, not 28.
Clock is running with 30 seconds remaining to be played.
You don't want to give Cleveland another chance here. 28-14 is a whole different story than 28-7 at halftime.
Yes, indeed. The Browns, again, with another opportunity.
Inside the 20.
Inside the 20, lost that football. It's just been a very debilitating disease for them all season long. Setting up a little screen, but David Hughes couldn't get there. Hughes, the rookie from Boise State.
I think Jerry Rome sent that play in just to calm the fans down a little. he threw the football so they didn't boom. That's a safe one, though. You can always throw that one away, not get intentional grounding if your screen back is covered.
3rd down and 7 with 7 seconds to go. Look at the big scoreboard here. Craig is 2 for 3 in the passing department, 18 yards, so it has been a big show for the defense here in this first half.
The offense had the half off almost.
That's Hughes. Timeout is called with 1 second left to go. And
somebody wants to know who called timeout with 1 second.
I would think so. One of the Browns called timeout.
Well, they'll get the punt return, figuring maybe they can score.
Jack Patera played 13 years in the NFL. I was an assistant. Of course, as we've talked about, NFL Coach of the Year back in '78.
You know what Jack's talking about over there? Why not just take the snap ball down? Why punt it and even give him a chance to return the punt? And Craig's coming back in, and that's exactly what they're going to do. That's a smart call.
There is the head man of the Browns, Sam Rutigliano. 11 years an assistant in the NFL. He was with Denver, New England, the Jets, New Orleans. Played at Tennessee for General Bob Nalen and then transferred to Tulsa.
He kept me in the league for about 5-6 years today.
1 second remaining in the first half.
Now, his son was a fine receiver in college. Rutigliano's now going to go into the television business. Maybe you and I ought to counsel him, tell him what he's getting into.
There's Craig falling down, and we are at the end of the first half here at the Kingdome in Seattle, Washington. Jack Patera's Seattle Seahawks holding a 28-7 lead here at halftime.
Prepare yourself for a little shock. This year, many traditional full-size cars are no longer full-size cars. This one is Marquis from Lincoln Mercury. Marquis gives you all the comfort you need, plus the kind of smooth ride that makes driving a pleasure. Marquis from Lincoln Mercury. Can you see yourself riding in anything less?
Now there's a place where they have their own authorized mechanics, quality parts and service, and prices you can afford. Now there's K-Care, found only at Kmart.
Will your battery make it through the winter? Come in for a complimentary charging system check. If your battery needs replacing, we can install our 560 maintenance-free 5-year battery. It's powerful and sale priced at just $54.88. Our best maintenance-free battery. It never needs water. That's K-Care, only at Kmart.
There's one product no medicine cabinet should be without. Alka-Seltzer.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ho!
Alka-Seltzer.
Ho, ho, ho! Ho, 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 ho!
For acid indigestion with headache, nothing's more soothing or effective.
Ho, ho, ho!
No wonder it's America's home remedy.
Has the cold weather got you down? Snowed under? Can't take it anymore? Next Saturday, escape to breathtaking Hawaii for NBC Sports World's Holiday Spectacular. First, top pros hang 10 through the pounding and explosive surf of Oahu in men's World Cup surfing. Then Jim Hartung leads America's best men gymnasts against a strong and dynamic Chinese team in U.S.-China gymnastics, followed by the wet and wild pulsating power of jet ski racing. Aloha from Hawaii, next Saturday on NBC Sports World.
Here at halftime, it is 28-7 Seattle. Jay Randolph and Mike Hafner easily put on quite a show. He ran 82 yards with an interception. Then Theodis Brown scored. It was 14-0 at the end of the first period. Then Craig DeLargent for a touchdown and a fumble recovery and a return. Gregory Johnson, 31 yards. That made it 28-0. McDonald to Pruitt for the Cleveland score. We're at 28-7 here at halftime.
Can he easily show exactly what you said? And the Seattle team, who's been much maligned on defense, has shown a defensive surge today. Jim Craig has thrown, 3 passes for 18 yards, 2 out of 3 maybe for 18. It's been all defense for Seattle, and they'll build off this game, believe me.
Again, a reminder, next Sunday, the Two teams that'll be in action, Buffalo and the Jets. We'll be back with more here at halftime, right after these messages from your local stations.
Sunday, Lonnie Anderson and Brooke Shields join in Bob Hope's Christmas special. Then, first time on TV, a truly inspirational movie about the man who rose from humble beginnings to face the German occupation and the communist conquerors, Pope John Paul II. Two great holiday specials Sunday on NBC.
Entertaining around the holidays can be pretty serious business. You want everything just right, especially your glasses. That's why you need Cascade. Cascade leaves your glasses clear, shiny, virtually spotless. So when you get ready to entertain, remember Cascade and give your holiday table that Cascade sparkle.
Handy people can add to their list of achievements when you add to their collection of tools with values from True Value hardware stores. Like this Homelight chainsaw for just $59.95, and the Dremel Moto Tool Kit for just $56.95. This variable speed drill is just $30.99, less a $5 rebate from Black & Decker. And the Master Mechanic Wet Dry Vacuum is just $61.95 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers who wish you a very happy holiday season.
Pressure, grab the big foot to the chin. Pressure mountain, pressure mountain, pressure mountain, pressure for the reindeer sang the chim. Reindeer beer in my...
I'm Enrique Cerna. Join me for the record today at 4:30.
I'm Bill McLaughlin, NBC News, New York. Poland's ambassador to the United States has asked for and been given political asylum in this country. The ambassador, Romuald Spazowski, asked asylum for himself, his wife, daughter, and son-in-law. Diplomatic correspondent Bernard Kalb has more on that story in Washington.
Ambassador Spazowski was surrounded by heavy security. He gave an emotional but analytical explanation for his decision to seek political asylum in the United States.
I have decided this the moment I have learned that Lech Walesa, the most beloved leader of Solidarity, is arrested and kept by force. This, what I am doing now, is my expression of solidarity with him.
He would not take any questions. His immediate destination unknown. That is being kept under security wraps. One U.S. official said privately that for the next few weeks, Spazowski will be the center of lots of attention. After that, he'll be just another refugee in America. Bernard Kalb, NBC News, the State Department.
In Poland today, the people received a gloomy message from the Catholic Church. In a pastoral letter read in churches across the country, the Polish primate, Archbishop Joseph Glemp, wrote that the church was now powerless in the face of evil. The Archbishop urged Poles to remain calm and avoid violence. But there are continuing reports of confrontation between workers and the military in Poland. The government-run Polish news agency reports that striking miners in Katowice province have blown up one entrance shaft into their mine. They threaten to blow up the other shaft if troops intervene. 1,300 workers are reportedly in the mine. And in Rome, Pope John Paul II asked for prayers for those who have been killed and injured in Poland over the past week. This has been a special report on the situation in Poland. I'm Bill McLaughlin, NBC News, New York.
This is King 5 News, reported by Don Madsen.
Hello, everyone. The Boeing company may lose almost 20% of its orders for the new 767 jetliner. American Airlines has been asked to look at the cost of canceling its order for 30 of the new fuel-efficient jets, plus its option for 30 more. Boeing unveiled the 767 4 months ago. 173 of the jets have been sold. At about $45 million each, the American order means almost $1.5 billion to Boeing, even more if American were to exercise its option for additional planes. Boeing spokesman Jim Boynton says it's not uncommon for a buyer to ask for information about canceling an order. Israeli Prime Minister Begin has accused Washington of treating Israel like a banana republic. In an hour-long tongue-lashing, Begin also declared that U.S. sanctions to protest the annexation of the Golan Heights canceled their Mutual Strategic Cooperation Pact. Israeli radio said several cabinet ministers disassociated themselves from Begin's blistering attack, saying it should not be regarded as an official government statement. The plane carrying Lisa Alexeyeva from Paris to the United States has landed in Boston. Andrei Sakharov's daughter-in-law is to see her husband for the first time since they were married by proxy last June. 2 survivors of a plane crash on Mount McKinley remain hospitalized in Anchorage in critical condition. 2 other passengers were found dead when rescuers reached them at the 10,300-foot level of the highest mountain in North America. One of the victims apparently died just hours before the rescue team arrived. Now here's the Seattle area forecast. Cooler highs today and tomorrow in the mid to upper 40s. Decreasing chance of rain, low tonight in the mid to upper 30s. Winds will be variable, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Partial clearing expected again tomorrow. Currently, winds are calm. It is 44 degrees, and that's our news update. Back to the Seattle-Cleveland game shortly, where Seattle leads 28-7.
This season, enjoy your favorite Christmas album from Word Records for just $6.49. Choose your favorites from the Imperials, Young Messiah, Praise Emmanuel, and Evie's Come On, Ring Those Bells. All for just $6.49 each during the special Christmas offer at these stores near you.
Deitman's Bible Book Center in Lakewood's Villa Plaza, in Tacoma at 38th and Yakima, and now in Gig Harbor.
A new breakthrough in soft contact lenses from Western Optical. If you have astigmatism and were told you couldn't wear soft contact lenses, you can now. Soft contact lenses for astigmatism are new and available now at Western Optical, and at the same special price as our regular contact lenses. Everything you need is included in this price. No extra cost. See Western Optical for the newest in soft contact lenses and fashion eyewear.
This microphone is really hot. It's cool. It's hot.
Love Bertie, and I love my Mr. Microphone.
Another Mr. Microphone. It's fantastic. Hey, good looking. I'll be back to pick you up later.
Bernice, what do you want for Christmas?
What else, Georgie? Mr. Microphone's by Ronco.
Available at Pay and Save.
Make Christmas morning nicer with an English leather gift set from Pay and Save. Choose either the Triple Crown, the Entry, or the Winner's Circle for just $5.44 each. Give her a special trio gift set in your choice of Taboo or Ambush fragrance for just $9.99 each. And give him the elegance of this Canoe Sea Duffel. It's a $20 value, yours for just $5 with any Canoe purchase, only at Pay and Save. Look for more Pay and Save values in your copy of Week's End in your mailbox.
National Football League game is brought to you by the front-wheel drive Lynx from Lincoln Mercury, by Natural Light, the beer with a taste for food, by Alcoa, producers of energy-saving aluminum, and by the Bell System Yellow Pages. The first step, let your fingers do the walking through the Bell System Yellow Pages. Now we'll bring you a little special about something that'll be coming your way tonight on NBC.
Out there on the field, I know how to make decisions. But this decision gave me the willies. What do I know about diamonds? At least I knew enough to go to Zales for Carol's ring. As the world's largest jeweler, Zales can control their diamonds every step of the way. That means they're sure of the quality. Sure enough, to back it with Zales' 90-day refund policy. So, this is one time I just can't lose.
Zales, the diamond store, is all you need to know.
Introducing the car Cadillac owners preferred overall to a Cadillac. Introducing the 1982 Lincoln Town Car. When Cadillac owners compared DeVille to the Lincoln Town Car based on comfort, roominess, luxury, and ride, 86 out of 100 preferred the Lincoln Town Car overall. Lincoln Town Car, the car Cadillac owners prefer.
Head and Shoulders doesn't have it. Selsun Blue doesn't have it. Only Denerex has it. An extra relief medicine to stop dandruff itch. You can feel it tingle. All three have one medicine for dandruff itch, but only Denerex adds a second medicine, an exclusive anti-itch medicine many dermatologists recommend. You can feel it tingle. That's extra relief medicine, and only Denerex has it. In regular or New Mountain Fresh Herbal, Denerex stops dandruff itch with an extra relief medicine.
With Mike Hafner, Jay Randolph at the Kingdome in Seattle, 28-7. Getting set for the second half kickoff as we look in at Jack Patera. Opportunity, Mike, for you and I to say to all of our listeners along the line, from all of us at NBC Sports, as we look at Santa Claus, we hope that the joys and love of this season of the year will come to you and yours abundantly, and that 1982 will be a very, very good year. Best wishes from all of us at NBC Sports. Arthur Watson, our president, Don Olmeyer, our executive producer, all the gang.
Suppose Retigliano tried to fire him up at halftime?
Oh, I'll tell you, we'll take a look at the statistics. The Browns have got more first downs. They've got more yards rushing. They have more yards passing.
They have more turnovers.
They have more time of possession, and they are losing 28-7. If you took a look at that and asked somebody what the score was, they'd never figure it out, would they?
No, those 6 turnovers, though, are fairly telltale, and Mr. Easley started him off with an 82-yard return for a touchdown, then recovered a fumble and started a Jim Craig long drive. Dave Craig, pardon me. Jim Craig, the goalie on the U.S. hockey team.
Right. Who is not playing at Boston these days. Horace Ivory and Eric Lane are back to receive the kick. That will come from Steve Cox. And it is Horace Ivory coming out at the 15, the 20. Well, he had a little seam and went outside instead of inside. He got it to the 23-yard line, and it was Bruce Huther who made the stop, the linebacker, the reserve. Huther, who played at New Hampshire. 25 yards on the return.
He played at New Hampshire, but David Craig comes from a smaller school. 300 enrollment.
About
150 boys, 150 girls.
Men, yeah, that's something. Milton College in Wisconsin. Craig, Largent coming in motion. Handoff to Dornick. Dornick to the 25-yard line, a pickup of about 3. The Otis Brown is in the backfield. It's Yarno with Newton and Bailey and August and Essick. McCullum, the tight end is Sawyer. Tackle made by Dick Ambrose, the right inside linebacker on the last play as we're underway in the third quarter.
Seattle's offense really hasn't gotten on track today. They haven't been on the field. The defense has really taken over the scoring and the field position, etc.
Young Craig, who grew up in Wisconsin, a Packer fan. And there is the end around again. And Largent throwing. Oh, he had his man and just couldn't deliver it upfield to McCullum. McCullum was wide open, isolated out there one-on-one with Autry Beeman.
I want to look a little closer when we get this second look. I think Largent lost the handle. He didn't get that ball up there because McCullum was wide open, as you pointed out, Jay. Sam's a little upset, I think. He says, I got 6 here, and his old receiving buddy on the other side didn't get him the football.
McCullum's probably saying, if I had you out in the open like that, I could have got it to you. Dornick and Brown back into the backfield. Paul Johns is in as a wide receiver now, working with Largent and McCullum on 3rd and 7. Oh, right over the middle through the seam to Otis Brown. Brown, first down at the 39-yard line. Autry Beeman on the tackle. Good opportunity opportunity to watch this young man. He was patient right here. 40-yard play.
What you want to do is get your back one-on-one with the linebacker. Exactly what he did. He waited until he cleared. And Theodis Brown in the open field's tough to bring down. Great patience by Craig.
You remind me a little bit of Stabler, the way he kind of delivered that little sidearm. Took a little something off of it and zipped it in there. Big first down at the 39-yard line. Over on the sideline, Theodis Brown hurting a little bit. He's been bothered with a neck injury and shin splints problem. Craig bootlegging, rolling out, now looking back against the grain, throws complete. And it is Sawyer. Penalty marker goes down as Sawyer got all the way down to the 13-yard line where Clay Matthews, the linebacker, made the stop.
Another little sidearm throw, and when you roll out to your left and your right-hander, he's not Jim Zorn. You know what he's going to do? He's going to call pass interference. Largent's not very happy. You saw his reaction. Take a look again. Remember, this is not Jim Zorn. This is Dave Craig, and he is right-handed. And when you roll out away from your throwing arm, it's tough to come back. Now a little sidearm shovel. Sawyer makes a nice catch because it's low, running away from him. He's wide open, but it's not going to count.
May throw with a different arm, but he sure looks like Zorn on a play like that.
Doesn't he?
First down.
Ball went against John Sawyer, the tight end.
He pushed off to get open. They caught him. Local fans not happy.
13 minutes left to go in the third quarter. The Seahawks leading 28-7. On 1st and 20. Craig. Oh, what a catch. Penalty marker goes down. Largent made a dandy reception. Autry Beeman on the tackle. 15-yard pickup. And let's see what the penalty is going to be. Might have been interference.
Well, for sure it was interference.
Illegal contact, defense, holding, defense, review.
Didn't give a number, but they refused.
Craig again, good patience. Again, good patience. Waits. Now watch this catch. I'm sure it's with the left hand, one-handed, and then pulls it back in. You want to know why he's been in the Pro Bowl as often as he has?
He triple pumped that time, Craig did, and then came down sidearm again. Looked like Ewell Blackwell out there throwing it.
You know, I don't know why they declined this penalty here.
I don't either.
There's no first down involved. I would take the penalty and take the first down because they're going to end up 2nd down and 8 where they could have first down.
Illegal contact, defense, refused.
Here we go.
Holding, defense, refused. 2nd down.
Oh, they made a mistake. You know what happened? He gave them the options, refused them both, forgot that you get an automatic first down on defensive holding.
Exactly.
And he made him stick with it. He made his decision and wouldn't let him change his mind.
And Sherman Smith is in the game for Seattle for the first time this afternoon. Sherman has a stress fracture in his lower left leg, but apparently he feels like he'd like to play a little today.
Rookie quarterback's the guy who made the decision there, and he got a little flustered and made the wrong decision.
2nd down, 5. Craig throwing, and what a catch by Sawyer. This is an entertaining football team, these Seattle Seahawks. Dick Ambrose was all over Sawyer. I don't know how he caught this pass. 22 yards, a double replay look.
Really not the smart throw by Craig, but when Sawyer makes a play like this, it makes the quarterback look good. He floated it up over the top. He knew Ambrose didn't see the ball coming, and an outstanding catch by Sawyer. Watch the concentration. You'll see it. Ambrose has his back to Craig, so he doesn't know when the ball's coming, so he's got to play the receiver. And now Sawyer with that great concentration. Look at that. He knew where it was, and the linebacker didn't. He made a great catch.
Woo-hee. Theodis Brown is in the game. Dornick back there now. Sherman Smith has come out. That's Dornick. He took a hit and is going to go down. And the Brown defensive unit's getting a little upset. Robert L. Jackson, the big guy who they call Stonewall out of Texas A&M, made the tackle. Number 56.
Hey, defensive players in the NFL don't like to be embarrassed, and 28-7 at this point is an embarrassment for Cleveland.
Sam Rutigliano took over at Cleveland in late December of 1977.
He's looking around for some help. There isn't any upstairs there, Sam.
2nd down, 11. It's a live ball, and it's going to belong to Cleveland. That ball seemed to roll off the hand of the young quarterback, Craig. He was not hit. Now, he's claiming that he was, but I don't believe anybody hit his arm, and I think the official right on the play saw it. The ball will belong to the Cleveland Browns when we come back.
Achtung, there it is. Pontiac's new 6000.
Wow, I've never seen a Pontiac like that before.
It's Pontiac's answer to the world's great road cars.
I believe it. What's it got?
Front-wheel drive. 4-cylinder engine with electronic fuel injection. Power rack and pinion steering. Optional V6 or diesel. Everything.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Now the excitement really begins.
Ah, good choice. The beer with the taste for food. Natural light from Anheuser-Busch. Not too filling, but oh so satisfying. When you're ready, really ready to eat.
What's more natural than natural light?
Has the cold weather got you down? Escape to Hawaii. Top pros hang 10 through pounding surf in men's World Cup surfing. Then America's best men gymnasts take on a dynamic Chinese team in U.S.-China gymnastics. Plus wild jet ski racing. Next Saturday on NBC Sports World.
Here's another look at David Craig, the rookie. And I think he pump faked Jay, then wanted to bring the ball back down, and he just lost the handle on it. See, he's going to start his pump. It slid right out of the back of his hand. Exactly.
Went the wrong way.
Can't use Stickum anymore, and it wouldn't help him.
Ricky Feature going wide to the right. Pass comes out to Charles White. At the 30, he lost it. Seattle down the sideline. It was dislodged by Keith Butler, 53, picked up by Dave Brown, number 22.
The turnover bowl.
Boy, the Browns have really had a tough day.
7 turnovers, Jay. 7 turnovers. White trying to make something out of nothing.
Carrying the ball way out there.
And there's that defense again. 7 turnovers, 4 fumble recoveries, 3 pass interceptions.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
And a partridge in a pear tree. And 1 touchdown out of that from Easley, obviously.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. White sitting it out. Seahawks leading 28-7. 10:49 to go in the 3rd quarter. Trouble here, Sherman Smith.
It's catching, Jay. It's like the flu. Everybody's catching it.
Look at the play results here for the Cleveland Browns today. Interception,
and
fumble,
that's not
interception,
all.
fumble, interception, touchdown, fumble, fumble.
Whew. 7 turnovers. That's Seattle's 2nd fumble.
We have 10 minutes, 15 seconds remaining to be played in the 3rd quarter. Seahawks led 14-0 at the end of the 1st quarter. At one point, 28-0 in the 1st half. It's 28-7. We've had a scoreless 3rd quarter up to now. Craig throwing and caught by Sawyer.
Another great catch, Jay.
Sawyer's made some catches in this period.
Want to know what it's like to be a defensive back in the NFL? We're going to put you right down on the field. Our camera crew does it. And you'll see what it's like trying to cover a tight end. Watch him reach back and take it right out of the defender's hands.
A 19-yard pickup. Judson Flint on the tackle, number 20. The ball at the 10-yard line.
We at home didn't do a good job of covering him either. He still caught the ball.
Double tight end arrangement. John Sawyer, 81, and Tice, 86 for Seattle. 2 wide receivers set to the left side, and Dornick trying to break away, and there wasn't anything there. Leading the way was Thomas Brown and Don Good. Brown 97 and Good number 50. Dave Craig trying to talk it up.
Talked about the no-shows today. What's it like, Jay?
Well, as you look at the fumbles lost in 81 by these two teams, there are 13,315 no-shows today. 51,437 are in the house. Second and 9. Craig rolling back against the grain, almost intercepted. It was Ron Bolton, number 28, the 10-year veteran cornerback from Norfolk State, who almost took it off. Pass was intended for McCullum.
He wouldn't have sidearmed it there. If he'd looped it, McCullum was open. Craig will learn.
He's in a learning process and has really done a very excellent job. Hung in against that Denver bunch last week in Denver.
Had a great game, his opener against the Jets. Jets can't beat this club. I'll bet they're glad they don't have to play them in the playoffs. They'd never get any farther.
This is the 5th meeting between the Browns and the Seahawks, and the Browns have had a tough time beating the Seahawks. Have only beaten them once. 3rd and 9. The blitz, and it beat it. Touchdown for the free agent rookie Paul Johns. His first touchdown as a Seahawk.
One of the toughest things ever for a rookie quarterback is to read the blitz. And he picked it up perfectly, made a perfect pass. Johns got the quarterback turned around.
They called interference there, but it's refused. Touchdown for Seattle. You'll see Ron Bolton here put his hands on the receiver.
Bolton knew he was beat. Yeah. You called it perfect, Jay, but what a great job by David Craig. Read the blitz, got the ball up quickly before he was sacked. Johns was in the right spot.
John's brother Freeman was with Los Angeles at one time. There's the point after. It's good. And the Seahawks have struck again. 8 minutes and 26 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Seattle Seahawks 35, the Cleveland Browns 7.
There's only one car rental company in the world, big enough and good enough to be #1 for everyone. Hertz.
Who else guarantees your final rental charges in advance, like this? And lets you go right from your plane to your car without stopping at the rental counter.
And they never charge for mileage, no matter where you rent the car or where you return it.
Whatever you need in a car rental company, there's still only one company you'll ever need.
Welcome to warm afternoons and Gallo Ride.
Sunny Rhine days with your friends and mine.
Special moments.
The feeling shows.
Their new home.
A Gallo toast with the Rhine that flows. Oh, the joy of sharing Gallo wine.
Will we ever have a house like this?
Share the joy of Gallo wine.
Dino Hall and Greg Pruitt. Pruitt on the right, Hall on the left. Set to return. Alvarez puts it in play. Dino Hall at the 5, the 15, the 20, and out to the 23, and fumbled out of bounds. It'll belong to Cleveland. Some of the folks on the far sideline thought Seattle picked it off before it went out of bounds. Number 55, Michael Jackson. Jackson's everywhere out there. Look at this.
I'll tell you what, he fumbled that football, and he thought he had it. He's going to spike it. 8 turnovers today if that one would have gone? Uh-oh.
That's going to cost somebody that camera there.
Some expensive camera equipment went down the tubes.
It was Keith Turner, number 60. Whammy.
Hello, Spike City.
Cleveland, first down. Their own 24-yard line, trailing 35-7.
Tough for the quarterback to get him up here. Grass, Jay, the whistle blew.
No, it's Seattle's ball. Tuiasosopo was there. Number 79, Jacob Green's got the football. And I'll tell you, this Seattle defensive bunch. They're celebrating Christmas a little early.
8 turnovers. Oh, 5 fumbles, 3 pass interceptions. McDonald can't find a receiver, Jay. He's looking all over the place. Seattle wants to shake him loose. There's the ball knocked away by Jacob Green down on the ground. I believe Green's the one that got the recovery.
Jacob Green with the recovery. Green, who was on the all-rookie teams last year. First down, Seattle. 16-yard line of Cleveland.
Here come those first-round draft choices on defense.
Seattle threatening to score more points against Cleveland than San Diego did. And that is Horace Ivory getting an opportunity to play out of the backfield. Stop made by Robert L. Jackson, number 56, and Autry Beeman, 24. Beeman playing for Tom Darden at the free safety.
And Beeman was a leading pass interceptor here in his career with Seattle. There's that camera that was destroyed.
Well, I hope their insurance policy's paid up.
Merry Christmas.
Look at that. He says, what happened here? Had cleat marks on his camera.
On the Polaroid, huh?
Second down and 8 at the 14-yard line. Dave Craig at the controls for the Seahawks. Craig throwing. Sargent's third catch of the afternoon. He has now caught 3 in 19 consecutive games.
Great throw by David Craig, and Bolton just never had a chance.
Second touchdown of the game for Largent.
Look at how bad he's got Bolton beat. That was a perfect throw and a perfect route, and the second touchdown for Largent.
Well, they better batten down the hatches at Pioneer Square tonight. They'll be rolling here.
Now, those 15,000 no-shows should have come today.
What a celebration we've got going, and lots of time. 42-7. The Seahawks lead the Browns. We have 7:25 to play the third quarter. Back with more in a moment.
There's one product no medicine cabinet should be without. Alka-Seltzer.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ho!
Alka-Seltzer.
Ho, ho, ho! Ho, 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 ho!
For acid indigestion with headache, nothing's more soothing or effective.
Ho, ho, ho!
No wonder it's America's home remedy.
Let's get the numbers out of the way. This new 1982 Pontiac offers an EPA estimated MPG of 23 and a highway estimate of 34. Impressed? You should be. Because now the excitement begins. This new Pontiac is the Bonneville Model G, a new lean breed of Bonneville with available diesel that puts smooth ride and quiet comfort in a new class. With room for 6 and all those fine car features that have always made Bonneville our most luxurious Pontiac.
Next Saturday, Wildcat fans have plenty to cheer about when Dean Smith's #1 ranked Tar Heels of North Carolina battle it out with the second-ranked Wildcats of Kentucky, right here on the home of great college basketball, NBC Sports.
Here we go again. Wilson Alvarez will kick off. Hall and Greg Pruitt are back. Greg Pruitt at the 10, at the 20, at the 30, and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. A fine return. Gregory Johnson, number 27, the rookie for Seattle, knocked Pruitt out of bounds. We're going to pause briefly now for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This is KING-TV, Channel 5, Seattle.
Jay Randolph along with Mike Hafner as you look at Jim Zorn. Jim will be back next year, of course, having the successful surgery. He figures to be the starting quarterback, but they've got to be pleased with Dave Craig.
That's Jerry Rome sitting right next to him, the offensive coordinator.
Pass complete to Dave Logan. Logan is all the way down to the 35. Fumble down there. Did he hold on? He did. John Harris made the tackle, number 44. Pickup of 24 yards on that play. Clock running with 6 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Seattle sitting back on defense, just freelancing, making sure they don't get the deep route on them, giving up the ones across the middle and keep them out of the end zone with this kind of lead.
McDonald throwing complete. That is Dan Fulton. They wanted to take a look at Fulton today, and he is in the lineup. Made a nice catch. Ken Easley, 45 on the tackle. Fulton, a free agent, was originally the Buffalo Bills' number 3 draft choice. He's from Nebraska, Omaha. Led the nation in '76 in the college ranks with 67 catches and 16 touchdowns. And they like Fulton, 6'1½", 186 pounds, number 86. His coach looking out there at him.
He's a lot like Paul Warfield, who's now the assistant to the general manager with Cleveland. They want to find out if he's got the hands, though. That's the question.
He's set wide to the right. He looked good catching the ball that time. Here's a throw over the middle, incomplete. Going for Greg Pruitt. Coverage, and good coverage it was by Dave Brown. NBC Sports has all of the playoff action in the American Football Conference. It all begins next Sunday, the AFC wildcard game. That is the Jets, of course, going against Buffalo. 8:30 Pacific time, 11:30 Eastern time. January 2nd and 3rd, it's the AFC divisional playoffs. And finally, the AFC Championship, January 10th. The best of NFL playoff action. Stay with the leader in innovative sports television, NBC.
NBC does it best.
2nd and 9 at the 9. Penalty marker goes down. Probably a holding call as Paul McDonald went down. Robert Hardy had him, number 75.
At least he held on to the football.
Just getting word that the most fumble recoveries in a game by a team, 5. We've had that here by Seattle. That ties an NFL record.
Holding offense number 71, refused. 3rd down.
Call went against Matt Miller, number 71.
Well, I don't see the holding. Well, maybe. A little grab right there, but McDonald, he just folds like a tent right there. Nobody open.
Largent, a new career high of 72 catches for him. We said he now caught 3 passes in 19 straight. Caught a pass in 68 straight. Here's a throw. Incomplete. Boy, Ozzie Newsome almost held that ball, and what a catch it would have been. The Wizard of Oz has had a great year. Michael Jackson, the linebacker, isolated with him out there. Newsome out of Alabama. 51 catches last year. He had 68 coming into today. And he needed 76 yards today to tie Paul Warfield's single-season record for reception yardage.
Oh, wasn't a bad one.
Oh, my. Paul now a vice president with the Cleveland Browns.
Assistant to Mr. Arthur Modell, president.
McDonald, 12 out of 18. 4th and 16. Logan, touchdown!
That's what they missed inside the 20 with him gone. Throw it up, let the big guy get it.
David Logan, his 4th touchdown of the season. A double replay of this talented youngster from Colorado.
I watched him grow up, Jay. What a great athlete. High school All-American in 3 sports. In college, drafted by all 3 of the pros. Baseball, football, and basketball.
That ball thrown right between Brown and Harris back there, the right corner, and the free safety. 16 yards for the score.
When you're 6'5", this is where it helps. Throw it up in that end zone, go up and beat those 5'11" cornerbacks, and he does it, and he's been doing it regularly.
Matt Barr with a point after, and with 5 minutes and 36 seconds remaining to be played in the third quarter, it's the Seahawks 42 and the Cleveland Browns 14.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours a happy and safe holiday season.
Radio Shack makes Christmas dreams come true.
Dad, I'd really like this electronic project kit.
Our exclusive Science Fair 150-in-1 electronic project kit is only $29.95. A terrific teaching device to learn to build safe, solderless battery and solar radios, transmitters, computer circuits, electronic sound effects, even LED readouts. Just one of many super educational values.
How'd you know I wanted this electronic project kit?
Only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
This is Byron Day in New York. Down in the Dome in Houston, the Steelers are looking for their 10th straight winning season, but they're having trouble putting the Oilers away. But Mark Malone scores here on this 2-yard run. Our temper's thin. Watch this. But it's still 2014 Steelers in the third. Jay?
All right, thank you. Byron Day in New York now, handling our updates for NFL 81. Here's the kickoff. And that's Horace Ivory, and he downs the ball. It'll come out to the 20-yard line.
In the third quarter.
From 42 to 14, tough to come back. Be interesting to see how Seattle Seahawks and David Craig handle this offensive series. Will they play it close to the vest, or will they open it back up, go for more points?
Seattle's top point performance this year has been 44 points.
Got Sam Adams, the quarterback now.
Sam Atkins, the quarterback.
Atkins, pardon me. Now that's correct.
That's correct.
I thought they made a switch.
Intercepted. Coming back with it. Clay Matthews, his second interception of the season.
Not a good throw at all, Jay. That one. He'd like to have it back.
Craig coming up with the interception.
No patience here. We noted earlier that he'd hold the ball until somebody cleared, and he looked like he made a last-minute decision to go to Largent, and he never saw Matthews.
Went to the well once too often, and Matthews was there. Largent was open just for that second, but he did not see Matthews coming. And it is a first down at the 31-yard line. Feature, ice bag on the right knee there. Shaken up earlier. Paul McDonald quarterbacking the Cleveland Browns and going upstairs on first down. Oh, what a catch by White at the 20, the 15, and out of bounds at the 11-yard line. A one-hand grab by Charles White.
There's always that question about the USC tailbacks, whether they catch football because they carry the ball all the time, 30, 40 times a game. But you'll see if this young man catch the football. That's left-handed, folks. I know he's right-handed. Whew. That was a nice catch and a nice run. And showing you the things to come for the Cleveland Browns, because he'll be their #1 running back next year.
He was isolated against the linebacker on the right side, Keith Butler. The ball is at the 11-yard line where it's a first down. 5 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in the third period. Swings it out to Pruitt. Pruitt loses it. Seattle has it. Oh, another turnover. John Harris. Harris, who has 10 interceptions and a couple of touchdowns this season. The brilliant safety came away with it.
There's an NFL record, Jay. 6 fumbles, 6 recovered.
Well, you're sitting in on a little history here this afternoon. Seahawks 42, Browns 14.
It started with one automobile. A fuel-efficient automobile that offered more than just fuel efficiency. It started with Lynx. Now for 1982, Lincoln Mercury presents a totally new Lynx, the 5-door Lynx. Lynx, now more than ever, the world belongs to Lincoln Mercury.
People at Miller High Life.
Going to see an NFL record set right here. 6 fumble recoveries by a defensive team in the game. Here comes number 6. Ball knocked away. Harris had quite a year, hasn't he, Jay?
Oh, my,
holy
what
cow.
a year.
And you team him up with Easley.
He and Easley are going to be quite a quinella for a long, long time. At free safety now, we've got the Cleveland quarterback, Rick Trocano. Trocano, out of Pittsburgh, is playing free safety. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Pitch back coming to Horace Ivory. And Horace is over the 25-yard line to the 26. Henry Bradley, the free agent from Alcorn, made the tackle.
Would you say that Cleveland is experimenting a bit now?
Well, they are. We knew that they wanted to take a look at Ivory. We knew also that they wanted to take a look at Dan Fulton and, of course, Paul McDonald, as we mentioned at the top of the show.
Well, the 13 quarterbacks playing safety.
And there's been a lot of experimenting, too, by Seattle.
Ivory getting really his first chance since he's come from New England to play here.
And that was David Hughes carrying the football right there for Jack Patera's bunch. Don Good, number 50, on the tackle. Largent's coming back into the game now for Seattle with 4 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. You saw Sam Adkins, number 12, there just a moment ago with Patera. You might see Sam in action here. Thought he was coming in a moment ago.
Why not?
Sawyer and Tice, double tight end alignment. Washington over Los Angeles in the 4th period. Throw to the sideline. Largent. And he was bumped out of bounds. They worked against Clarence Scott, the strong safety. Another catch for Largent. Well, this is why this fellow's in the Pro Bowl, and this was some throw, 18-yard pickup.
Perfect, and it went right over Ron Bolt. Watch 28. Went right over his head, didn't even know it. Clarence had to knock him out of bounds. That was a perfect throw, Jay.
Largent having a fine afternoon and capping off a wonderful season. He's out of there now, and McCullum is in. McCullum is set to the left side, 1st and 10.
Largent's 4 for 56, Jay.
And 2 touchdowns. David Hughes, number 46, carrying it a couple. Thomas Brown, 97, and Henry Bradley, number 91 there.
Redskins really turned their season around. You mentioned that score. They opened up 0-5.
Another team, when they got their selves healthy, that really got going. And Joe Gibbs done an excellent job there.
Graduate of Air Coryell.
Autry Beeman is back in at free safety. Trocano out of there. Down to the 46-yard line, Horace Ivory. Clay Matthews, 57, and Eddie Johnson, number 51, in there now as a linebacker, made the play. Seattle has recovered 6 Cleveland fumbles. Now, we get word that is a club record, and we also understand it's an NFL record, but we should double-check that maybe. The statisticians are having a field day here this afternoon, I'll tell you.
And we're not in the 4th quarter yet, Jay. We could have a couple, 3 or 4 more.
3rd and 4 at the 46-yard line. Craig steps up, and down he goes. Lost the ball, and Cleveland has it. Cleveland recovering. Now we're just getting word after double checking that is a club record, 6 fumble recoveries, not a league record. The league record is 8. Here's another turnover. Thomas Brown, number 97. Watch him here.
Craig again doesn't feel the pressure from the backside. Never knows he's coming. And he tried to flip that ball to somebody, it looked like.
That was Robinson. Robinson made the play, and it was Thomas Brown who came up with the ball. 1st and 10 to the 49-yard line. Down goes McDonald. Seattle gets it back. Jacob get up. That's the 7th fumble recovery.
Green caused the fumble, and Hardy picked it up. That's 7. We'll get the record yet. We just got the turnover when Dave Craig was sacked and fumbled. Now McDonald in the same situation, and Green is just all over him. Ball's down. 75. Robert Hardy picks it up. 9 turnovers for the Browns this afternoon.
Mike, after you and I have been working the NFL for a long, long time, I don't remember one quite this wild.
Nope. No, this one goes in the book.
First down at the 45-yard line for Seattle. Craig pitches it back. Sherman Smith. Penalty marker down. Smith got about a yard before Mike Robinson, 92, and Henry Bradley, number 91, made the play.
Chuck Hepperling's having a tough time. His crew's got to keep this game under control. It could get even more ragged than it is now.
Holding against Seattle. The Seahawks had fumbled 34 times and Cleveland 29 times coming into today's game.
2 a game, somewhere around there. They'll change that average.
Holding, 78, offense, first down.
Coach Patera stoically looking out, didn't like the call.
There isn't much you can say in a game like this to your players. Keep your concentration, that's about all.
Don't get hurt out there.
Yeah, really? Don't go home with plaster on you for Christmas.
Paul Johns, Sam McCullum, and Steve Largent all in there. 3 wide receivers. McCullum going in motion. 1st and 20 at the 45. Out to Sherman Smith at the 50. 45. Cuts it to the 40-yard line. Short of a first down, but a big gainer. Jerry Shirk in there now defensively for the Browns, a 12-year veteran, number 72, on the tackle, a 16-yard gainer.
And watch this throw by David Craig under tremendous pressure, and it's supposed to be that way on the screen. He throws it sidearm, and then Sherman Smith picks it off and makes a nice run.
Smith playing with a stress fracture in his left leg. Bob Newton with a good block, number 78.
People might wonder how he can play with a fractured leg. It's a non-weight-bearing fracture. As long as somebody doesn't hit it with a helmet, he's fine.
2nd down and 5. Largent in motion. Pitch back to Sherman Smith. Short of a first down, a penalty marker thrown from way down at the end. Tackle credited to Elvis Frank, number 94, as Sam Rutigliano's taken a lot of opportunities now to look at some of his 2nd and 3rd line people.
We have offsetting fouls, number 81 in the blue and number 50 in the white during the dead ball. The down counts, it's 3rd down.
Call against Don Good of the Browns and against John Sawyer of the Seahawks. The down will go by the boards.
A little frustration. He didn't throw either one of them out of the game, so it wasn't that serious.
There's Sawyer. Played at Southern Mississippi. Southern Mississippi defeated last night in the Tangerine Bowl by the Missouri Tigers. It's at the 38-yard line, 3rd and 3. Largent comes to the right side. McCullum is left. Just David Hughes behind the quarterback, and that's Hughes with the football. He got clotheslined, but came very close to getting the first down. Mike Robinson, number 92, was there. Don Good, number 50.
Hughes almost lost his head.
He was guillotined a little bit. Fans here yelling, go for it, go for it. It's going to be 4th and about a yard.
And they'll go for it.
Dennis Boyd, number 68, coming in. Number 46, you see David Hughes.
This game's for the fans, Jay.
Well, it's been an enjoyable affair, and we're still in the 3rd quarter. Sherman Smith and David Hughes in the backfield. Largent in motion. And it is a first down. David Hughes all the way to the 30-yard line. tackled by Ron Bolton.
What happens in short yardage, give them a little inch and they'll take a mile. There's nobody to stop them.
Made a nice move to the outside here.
Short yardage, everybody's thinking stop the run up the middle. Hughes makes the move outside. Once you beat the linebackers, there's nothing but safeties back there to run over.
The end of the third quarter. The score, Seahawks 42, the Browns 14. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
Sunday, it's Bob Hope's annual Christmas Bag Full of Stars, Gags, and Fun, starring Lonnie Anderson and Brooke Shields. How about that? It's going to be a Bob Hope Christmas. Then, first time on TV, a truly inspirational story. Pope John Paul II. 2 great holiday specials, Sunday on NBC.
Bring your family to meet our family at Haircrafters Cut and Curl. Get a great blower cut with just the right style for guys and gals at this special price. Precision cuts the way you want them at this special price. Exciting perms hold their shape for lively parties and year-round fun for guys and gals. No appointment necessary. Bring your family to Haircrafters Cut and Curl for the look you'll like.
The Toyota Standard Truck has 3 very impressive numbers that we feel will transport you to your Toyota dealer. The first 2 are 32 and 25. The third number is 6298. So in buying a truck, go buy the numbers and go buy number 1, the best-selling line of small trucks, Toyota. So go buy number 1.
Toyota.
Making a joyful noise tonight at 6.
There you go. These wonderful fans here have just paid a wonderful tribute to Calvin Hill. The announcement made that this is Hill's last game. Fine gentleman from Yale, and they came to their feet and applauded here for nearly a minute. And the fans are mighty happy here in the Kingdome.
Even the Seahawks players on the sideline were applauding for him. That's a great tribute to a fine gentleman.
And Calvin might be in the broadcast booth,
yes,
they say,
sir.
next year.
As long as he didn't take my seat, that's fine.
Play action. Craig throwing, almost intercepted. Fine play by Clay Matthews, who's having a good game. Matthews, a #1 draft pick out of USC.
Third quarter statistics. Again, the Browns almost got 100 yards more total offense. They've had the ball for almost 6 more minutes, and they're trailing 42-14.
We're in the 4th period here in the Kingdome. I was here when Franco Harris got the 10,000 yards, and these fans were very appreciative at that time. Today was the last game for Carl Eller as Chicago's Bears went out with a win.
Alan Page,
I mean, not Carl Eller.
They both played in the same defensive line. That's all right.
But Alan Page, his last game today.
They got him a win.
Yep. That's Ivory again, and he is out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Dick Ambrose, the linebacker, 52, made the tackle. Third down and 4 coming. It was 14-0 at the end of the first period. Seahawks went out to lead 28-0 before the Browns scored late in the second period, and it was 28-7 at half. Seahawks got 14 in the third period, to 7 for the Browns, 42-14. Craig stepping up, throwing, and couldn't quite get it to Sam McCullum.
Had him open.
McCullum was clearing down the left side.
I like the poise of Craig. He had the Cleveland Browns flying by him on both sides, stepped up. Just didn't quite have the time to let McCullum clear and catch the pass.
Well, as we said earlier, Zorn will definitely, I would think, be the starter here, and well, he should be, a talented performer, but it is going to be nice to have a Dave Craig who has had this opportunity for experience, and I think the Seahawks will be a team that will put a lot of fear in everybody they play next year. Field goal attempt coming. The ball will be spotted at the 32-yard line.
They wouldn't fake it, would they?
No. the kick is wide to the right from Wilson Alvarez. Seahawks would be happy to have Herrera back, too, next year. A timeout. 14:39 to play in the game. 42-14, the Seahawks over the Browns.
Motorcraft reveals the enemy of gas mileage, fuel-robbing friction in your engine. Motorcraft introduces the Gas Saver, Motorcraft's new super premium motor oil. It fights friction so well, it can actually save you gas as you drive. New Motorcraft super premium oil. It can save you gas. Motorcraft, for the future of your car, for sure.
What's more natural than spicy hot food and icy cold beer? What's more natural than Natural Light from Anheuser-Busch? It's the beer with a taste for food. So, when you want to put out the fire,
What's more natural than Natural Light?
Sally Field, Academy Award-winning actress. William Hurt, Hollywood's hottest new star of Body Heat. Together live and all the way home. Monday on NBC.
The Seagulls entertaining. I'm just going to sit back and watch. How about you? There's Santa.
Could say something about the game, huh?
A delay up the middle. Mike Pruitt. Mike Pruitt getting to the 32-yard line. Manu Tuiasosopo on the tackle, a pickup of 7. Fans booing because problem about a ball on that field goal attempt slithering off the netting, and somebody came up with a ball, and they don't want to give it back.
That's going to be his Merry Christmas present.
I can't blame him. If the net didn't do the job, they should let him keep it.
Yep.
Mike Pruitt, number 43. Again, Doug Sutherland, 69 on the tackle. It is a first down for Cleveland. Cleveland.
Keeping the ball on the ground, running that clock.
I'm sure the Browns are going to be happy to see this season come to a close. It's been a bitter disappointment for Sam Rutigliano and his bunch that got to the playoffs and almost got all the way. Lost that tough one to Oakland and went on to win the Super Bowl. That's Greg Pruitt across the 50 down to the 48-yard line. Rodell Thomas, number 59 on the play. There's a penalty marker way back downfield at the 32-yard line. You know, Mike, after this Cleveland club has hung tough with all of these injuries, here's a holding call against them. I guess this afternoon really typifies the kind of year they've had.
Exactly. They have the great yardage inside the 20-yard line, can't score. Turnovers at the wrong time. As always next year.
Got a nice slate on Ken Easley, the number 1 draft pick coming up here.
And he really set the tone for the day.
Number 73, first down.
What a great athlete.
He really is something else. That call went against Doug Deacon of the Browns.
Those number 1 draft choices on that Seattle Seahawks defense are going to start paying off. And nobody expected Cincinnati and San Francisco to be right in the thick of it. This club could do it in 1 year, too.
Mike Pruitt over the 35, still going, and out to the 40-yard line. Good effort there by Pruitt. Jackson, 55, and again, all the way from the other side, number 45, Easley, 13-yard pickup.
I like to see this out of Mike Pruitt. His team's down 42-14. The season's over with. I mean, he could have gone down right there, but no, this back... He catches over 50 passes a year, gains 1,000 yards. No quitting him.
Started today as 3rd in the AFC rushing race. And if you're a late tuner in, young Mr. Rogers is the rushing champion for the regular season in the NFL.
Set a rookie record, too.
2nd and 7, a long one, and way overthrown. He was going for Dan Fulton. Penalty markers are down, back downfield with 12 minutes and 38 seconds remaining to be played in this one. Seahawks have it in hand, 42-14. It'll go against the Browns.
Who else? Everything else has gone against them today.
The Seahawks won the first 3 meetings in this series. Cleveland won here last year, 27-3. Coach Rutigliano and his assistants talking things over.
Penalties, turnovers, everything's gone against him.
Holding. Offense, number 71. Second down.
That time the call is against Matt Miller, who's taken over for Deacon. Second down and 17. McDonald is 15 out of 21, 194 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Taking over for Brian Sipe. Out of the backfield, completes it to Greg Pruitt. Pruitt got some of the yardage back as he nears the 40-yard line before Rodell Thomas made the play. Pickup of 10.
Those are nice statistics for McDonald. The problem is 42-14 the other way.
A reminder that next Sunday on NBC at 8:30 Pacific and 11:30 Eastern Time, the wild card game from New York with the Jets going against Chuck Knox Buffalo Bills. The Bills beaten on Saturday afternoon in the Orange Bowl by Miami. What a job Don Shula's done.
With Mears.
Pass complete. And it was Ozzie Newsome who took it in, the tight end. First down. Tackle made by Rodell Thomas.
You talked about that wild card game. In this playoff format, that's the first time 3 teams have ever come out of the same division. 2 wild card teams and the division winner.
Wild card will have the Giants and Philadelphia in the NFC. First and 10 at the 49-yard line. And here comes an interception. It's Easley. Penalty marker is down. Easley all the way back to the 40. He may go. There is a penalty marker down. Easley is in, but let's see if they're going to call it back. 74 yards unofficially. Let's see if the play will stand.
It's coming back, Jay.
Holding against Seattle.
Would have been something. 74 and 82.
Newsome, with that last catch a few moments ago, went over the 1,000-yard yardage figure in pass catching for the Cleveland Browns. We're going to play it back for you. You can see what a tremendous individual this fella is. Looked like the call went against Michael Jackson.
Defense, number 59.
No, it was against
first down.
Rodell Thomas.
Easily could play running back in this league. The way he runs the football.
Easily could play anywhere.
Anywhere he wants.
At the 44-yard line, first down. 11:08 to play. Logan hit and out of bounds as he got to the 28-yard line. Vic Miner making the play, number 21 in the Seahawks secondary. Miner is a second-year man from Northeast Louisiana.
Patera hasn't been able to enjoy football games like this one today.
No, yet you look at that face of his, very stoic, very bemused about it all. Now Mike Pruitt and Greg Pruitt are both in the backfield for Cleveland. Number 86, Dan Fulton, goes wide to the left. Ozzie Newsome is in the slot left and Logan to the right. And the throw over the middle behind the intended receiver, Ozzie Newsome. Middle linebacker, or let's say it was the right linebacker, Keith Butler, 53, who was there on the coverage.
Look at this offense, Jay. They got Pruitt with 1,000 yards rushing, over 60 pass receptions. Newsome, 1,000 yards this year. Great receiving year. And here they are, looking at a 5-11 season.
Well, I don't think it's panic time for the Browns. They've just had a rough year. A little patchwork, maybe. Calvin Hill. Hill out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Dave Brown, 22 on the tackle. Another fine hand for Calvin Hill. Cincinnati up by 9 in the fourth quarter. Jim Breach has just kicked a 20-yard field goal with 8:07 left in that one. Washington putting it on Los Angeles. Theismann has thrown to save 37 yards late in the third period. And Pittsburgh, the proud Steelers, coming back, leading 20-14 late in the third. Pass goes to Pruitt. And he gets to the 10-yard line. That is Greg Pruitt. They just have their numbers reversed. One's 43, one's 34. Michael Jackson, 55, and John Harris, 44 on the tackle, a pickup of 7. Calvin Hill is coming back into the backfield. They may be calling some plays for McDonald now, although we have been told he would call all of his own plays this afternoon. Mike Pruitt comes out, and it is Calvin Hill and Greg Pruitt in the backfield. 2nd down and 2 at the 8-yard line. Seattle showing the blitz. The throw to Hill. He's going to get a touchdown in his last game in National Football League action. Well, by golly, that's nice. Calvin Hill, 34 years old. A touchdown for the 12-year veteran from Yale. And listen to these fans applauding.
They love it. Isn't that great?
3 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown for Calvin Hill.
Well, we knew this one was coming. Dave Logan brought the play in. McDonald was looking for him all the way. All he had to do was beat the linebacker. This guy's had a great career. Nice way to end. He'll remember that all of his life, Jay.
A special thrill for him. The point after by Barr is up, and it's good. We've got 10 minutes and 2 seconds remaining to be played here at the Kingdome. This is the final Sunday of the regular season. Seahawks 42, Browns 21.
Let's do something romantic.
It's their anniversary.
I thought we were buying a frying pan.
A fancy restaurant.
Let's hem out some flowers.
A dark restaurant with candles.
Music. Where are we going to find that?
Hold it.
Matching wallet.
Hold it. The first step is the yellow pages.
The Bell System Yellow Pages, the first step to help you plan a celebration. Before you waste time and energy, take the first step. Let your fingers do the walking through the Bell System Yellow Pages.
Dad, we may have to borrow some money. Oh.
Until this year, if you've been searching for great mileage in a standard size 6-cylinder pickup, you've been caught in a catch-22. Announcing the new Ford FS, the only Ford 6-cylinder pickup ever to break the catch-22. 22 estimated MPG. Used for comparison, your mileage may differ. This tough Ford now has adjustable twin I-beam suspension and has full-size cab comfort to seat 3. This is the truck America's been waiting for. See your Ford dealer today and catch 22 for yourself. America's truck. It's built Ford tough.
New Year's Day, the oldest and most prestigious of all bowl games, the Rose Bowl, as the Washington Huskies battle the Iowa Hawkeyes, a classic matchup between 2 of the biggest surprise teams of the 1981 college football season. The granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl, a New Year's tradition from NBC Sports.
Thank you, Calvin Hill. Our thanks to you for
12 great seasons.
Oh, yes. That's the 65th career touchdown for Calvin Hill. Just a moment ago.
Well, he made him believe in Ivy Leaguers.
Yes, sir. Horace Ivory coming out at the 10, at the 20, and to the 24-yard line. Both clubs have 3 timeouts remaining. It is 42-21. Seahawks over the Browns.
Think they'll use any of those timeouts, Jay? There's the scoring drive. 10 plays, 75 yards, and a history-making catch. Or maybe a memory-making catch for Calvin Hill.
No question about that.
I remember Floyd Little's last game. Denver got a screen pass for a touchdown. He said, that's the one I'll remember, not the first or the many in between. That's great for Calvin Hill.
Yes, indeed. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Largent coming in motion to the near sideline. And Craig still throwing, and Largent still catching and out of bounds up at the 35-yard line. Stop made by Ron Bolton.
Largent staying in shape for the Pro Bowl. I thought he'd be out of there by now. Of course, there aren't many subs to put in for Jack Patera. A lot of people hurt.
Largent goes over 1,200 yards on the season. And that means I think he's the 7th player in NFL history to go over the 1,200 in a season, back-to-back. Handoff to Eric Lane. Lane, who played at BYU. The Cougars beating the Cougars.
Yes. Holiday Bowl.
That was a good call. Good ball game.
That one always is. 2 years ago, that last play.
The state of Washington can be very proud of Washington State and the Huskies.
Now, Los Angeles put 2 teams in bowl games, and Washington put 2 teams in bowl games.
Remember, on New Year's Day, what a day here on NBC, the Fiesta. Penn State.
I'm going to be down there watching that one.
USC. And then Iowa and Washington. And then Clemson and Nebraska. The Fiesta, the Rose, and the Orange on NBC. Craig throwing to the far sideline. Oh, how did he get the ball? Largent again. Clarence Scott looked like he might have a shot at the interception.
That was a perfect throw, perfect catch. I think it went right through Scott's hands, right into Largent's. Good patience this time by the young rookie.
19-yard pickup and more yardage and more catches for Largent. Largent now 1,224. They just made the announcement. There he is. 6 catches for 80 yards today and a couple of touchdowns. Right up the middle. The handoff going to Eric Lane. Eddie Johnson, number 51, made the tackle.
Well, Largent's only been in the league 6 years, Jay. He could, if he stays healthy and has a good 10, 12-year career, he could set all kinds of receiving records.
Indeed, indeed. 2nd and 6 at the 39-yard line. Going long for McCullum.
Too much pressure on Craig that time. He had to throw it early.
Ball was thrown outside. McCullum was heading back inside. Coverage, very good coverage by Ron Bolton. Well, while I have the opportunity, you know, it's always a pleasure to come into your homes on Sunday and bring you the NFL action. It's a very, very special pleasure to come to Seattle and work with this fine crew. Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you so much. You do a great job for us. Don Anderson and his people. The Seattle Seahawks, a class act. And, of course, the same is true of Art Modell's great Cleveland Brown franchise. Our old friend Nate Wallach. That's Horace Ivory. Horace gets to the 31-yard line and a first down. Clarence Scott made the tackle. 8 minutes to play here in the Kingdome with the Seahawks leading at 42-21. We'll run down all of the scores again just a bit later on, bring you up to date again. The AFC wild card game will have Buffalo playing the Jets in New York at 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern time next Sunday. And the NFC will have the Philadelphia Eagles in action against the New York Giants next Sunday. Craig over the middle. That's McCullum. McCullum out of bounds. Clarence Scott ran him out at the 26-yard line. Pickup of 6 yards. Number 22 right there, Clarence Scott. 34 career interceptions, an 11-year veteran out of Kansas State. Browns missing Marshall Harris, placed on injured reserve. He had the broken hand. The missing Tom Darden, of course, today in the defense. David Hughes hit down on a very fine play. Coming up to make it. And for Dixon, number 29, little help from Mike Robinson. Largent and McCullum coming back in. Loss of 6 on the play. And going in for the Browns, big number 97, Thomas Brown, along with an extra back, Judson Flint, number 20. Sam Rutigliano. It's been a long season and a long Sunday afternoon for him.
Oh, you look up the man upstairs and say, why me in situations like this?
3rd and 10. Craig throwing and completing to Hughes. Hughes drives down to the 26-yard line. Autry Beeman, number 24, on the tackle. Pickup of 6.
I bet you they don't kick a field goal, and I bet you they don't punt either. They'll go for it.
Fans are yelling, go, go, go.
It'd be kind of rubbing your nose in it if you kick a field goal. Can't punt this close.
This crowd has been entertained here this afternoon.
You don't get to see this kind of output too often.
Largent to the right, McCullum to the left. 4th down and 4. Craig, and incomplete. An ill-advised toss, almost intercepted by Judson Flint.
4th down, why not? Throw it up. As good as a punt.
We're going to take a timeout. Seahawks 42, Browns 21. More in a moment.
The Black Forest, where Porsches stretch out and run. What's a Mazda RX-7 doing here? Making a point about outstanding value in a sports car. Because while the RX-7 offers the performance, economy, and sophistication you expect in a true fine sports car, it offers it at a price you most certainly don't expect. The more you look at some of the finest sports cars in the world, the more you like the 1982 Mazda RX-7.
Welcome to warm afternoons and Gallo rides.
Sunny rhyme days with your friends and mine.
Special moments.
The feeling shows.
Your new home.
A Gallo toast with the rhyme that flows. Oh, the joy of sharing Gallo wine.
Will we ever have a house like this?
Share the joy of Gallo wine.
Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. They're playing Jingle Bells. Yes, sir.
Nice Christmas present Seattle's giving the home fans.
Cleveland, 1st and 10. Their own 26-yard line. 5:43 to go. McDonald airing it out and completing it to David Logan at the 45-yard line. Logan hit by number 55. Michael Jackson, help from Ken Easley.
Hurry up offense. No huddle.
Calvin Hill breaking down to the 50. Still going. And Hill gets to the 46-yard line. Michael Jackson, 55 on the tackle. Coming to the 5-minute mark.
Still no huddle, Jay. They want to get a touchdown.
Calvin Hill again. Calvin gets to the 35-yard line. Jackson is there along with number 60, Kevin Turner, who is in the game, a second-year free agent from Pacific. He was released by the Skins and also the Giants.
They want Calvin to get another touchdown, I got a feeling.
McDonald throwing and incomplete. Intended for Ozzie Newsome. They'd like to get some more yardage on Newsome's stats also. Rodell Thomas, 59, the linebacker back there. 4.5 to play. Well, if you just came in and turned on the set, it was 28-0 before you really knew what happened here. Seahawks 28-7 at half. now 42-21 with 4.5 to go in the fourth period. And a tremendous offensive show by the defensive unit of Seattle today. McDonald is 23 of 31 for 288 yards, and he's down. And it was Robert Hardy. Hardy, a 10th round pick, a real find. Old Heartburn Hardy himself.
Heartburn, this time he makes a great inside move. McDonald looking the other way, never has a chance. Hardy's right on him before he knows what happened. 6 times today they've gotten to the quarterbacks.
3rd and 19. Calvin Hill, a delay at the 40, and fights his way to the 35-yard line. Michael Jackson and Rodell Thomas on the stop. Pickup of 9, and a timeout called by Cleveland.
The punters could have stayed home today.
No question about that. 3:54 remaining in this game. A timeout here in the Kingdome. 42-21 Seahawks.
Michelob brings you the 7-day weekend, downbeat style. Whether it's jazz, classical, country, or rock, music and Michelob is always the perfect arrangement. Because that smooth and mellow taste helps make any time feel a little like a weekend.
Put a little weekend in your week.
Bavaria, where the Volkswagen Jetta really knows its way. What's a Mazda GLC sedan doing here? Making a point about outstanding value. Because while the GLC offers the performance, versatility, and economy you expect in a refined front-wheel drive economy sedan, it offers it at a price you don't expect. The more you look at some of the finest economy sedans in the world, the more you like the 1982 Mazda GLC sedan.
With Mike Hafner, Jay Randolph. The waning minutes of what has been a big afternoon for the Seattle Seahawks, leading 42-21 over the Browns. Fourth and 10 for Cleveland at the 35-yard line. McDonald throwing to Hill, and I don't think he got the first down.
I don't think so either, Jay.
Tackle made by Michael Jackson with help from Gregory Johnson, number 27. Pickup of 9. And Seattle's going to get the football. And another fine round of applause for Calvin Hill coming off down below. Seattle leading at 42-21 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to play. Lyle Alzado there. Another timeout here. 42-21 Seattle.
Please don't take my sunshine away. Hi, I'm Mike Prue of the Cleveland Browns. You know, music can be a magical thing, particularly when it helps young people. Here in Cleveland, there's a special place for that. It starts with one-on-one. Here, a blind child comes to see a whole new world through music. As a United Way volunteer, I've worked with these children. I've seen firsthand how it works. Music as therapy. It's not a new idea, but here at this United Way supported agency, children with learning disabilities, special children with emotional problems, artistic children with developmental problems, all can find help. Music can transcend all barriers. With your support of United Way, you're bringing more than music into their lives. That's why I want to say, thanks to you, it works for all of us. The United Way.
The preceding announcement was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. Browns have 27 first downs. The Seahawks have 16. We have about statistics you to death this afternoon with all of this. 42-21 Seahawks. Atkins is the new quarterback, and the handoff to Horace Ivory. Eddie Johnson, number 51, ran him out of bounds over there, a pickup of 7 yards. Oh, we see Sam Atkins, the 5-year man from Wichita State. He is 7 out of 13 passing, 96 yards, a touchdown, an interception. He's run the ball for 28 yards and has a rather impressive 9.3 rushing average.
There's Dave Craig on the sideline after a productive day.
Talented young man. They're proud of him here and
in Milton,
in Wisconsin. Yes, sir. Horace Ivory, or Eric Lane. Let's see, it was Eric Lane, yes. And Matthews and Robinson on the tackle.
Cleveland calls timeout. They want the ball back, Jay.
They're practicing for next year.
Right.
Leo Murphy, the veteran trainer of the Cleveland Browns. Bruce Scott does the training for Seattle. The athletic trainers in this country, what a job they do. You know, next Saturday on NBC Sports World, it's a lineup of events from that breathtaking Paradise, Hawaii. The challenge of thunderous waves in the men's pro surfing. And America's best will meet China in men's gymnastics. Plus, wet and wild jet ski racing. That looks like fun. All next Saturday, 4 Eastern Time, NBC Sports World.
Well, if you can't go to Hawaii, watch NBC and warm up with the World Surfing Championships.
Let's remind you again about next Sunday's game between the Jets and the Buffalo Bills. 8:30 Eastern, 11:30, or let's see, 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 here on the Pacific Coast. Buffalo and the Jets. And of course, New Year's Day. Be with us. We'd like to welcome those viewers who have just joined us. The score here in the Kingdome, Seattle 42, Cleveland Browns 21. Family Circus Christmas will be coming up immediately following the conclusion of this game, and it'll be seen in its regular time on the West Coast. Jay Randolph along with Mike Hafner. And now the officials step in, and a timeout was called by Seattle with 3:26 remaining. Now, let's see. Apparently there's a problem with a 30-second clock, I believe. I don't think...
I think it just took too long. It's a delay of game.
Delay of game. Cleveland had called a timeout, and then Seattle did not put the ball in play in its 30-second time period.
Sam Atkins being nice to Cleveland, 42-21.
Sarah did not like that.
No, he doesn't like them making mistakes no matter what.
42-21, the Seahawks over the Browns. Seahawks led early, 28-0. Great defensive play by Seattle all afternoon. This is Atkins who's taken over for Craig, and he is out to the 33-yard line. Brought down by Don Good, number 50.
Said he had a 9-yard rushing average. Didn't hurt it right there.
Frank Garcia is running onto the field, thrilled that he's going to get to punt for the second time this afternoon.
Both punters could have stayed home and Christmas shop today. They didn't have any.
Garcia taking over for Jeff West. We're going to pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This is KING-TV, Channel 5, Seattle.
With Mike Hafner, Jay Randolph at the Kingdome, 39th straight sellout for the Seattle Seahawks. Their record will go to 6-10. The Browns will be 5-11. A complete turnaround from their 11-5 of a year ago.
They could be 11-5 next year real easy. It's not like they have to do wholesale changes here. As Tamara Tigliano says, you don't use the guillotine to stop dandruff.
Frank Garcia on to do the punting. Jeff West injured in Denver last Sunday. A few of the faithful are still here.
Oh, they've enjoyed this, Jay.
Oh, it's been an entertaining afternoon of football if you're a Seahawk fan. Single setback, Dino Hall. Garcia, a high boomer, fair catch. Dino Hall took it in at the 24-yard line. And Cleveland gets the football with 3:03 to play. 41-yard punt.
Suppose they'll give it to Calvin Hill on every play again.
Well, he's back out there. Seahawks got an 82-yard touchdown on an interception by Easley in the early going, and it set the tone for this game. They led 14-0 at the end of the first period, led 28-7 at half. Seahawks had 14, the Browns 7 in the third period. Browns have scored here in the fourth. Long one downfield. Dave Logan, the intended receiver. Gregory Johnson on the coverage, almost came up with what would have been a dandy interception.
And we've had our share of turnovers today. 7 fumble recoveries by Seattle. Tough to even stay close in the game when you put it on the ground that many times.
2 minutes and 57 seconds remaining to be played. Cincinnati 30, Atlanta 21. Jim Breach has just kicked his third field goal of the afternoon for the Bengals. 8:07 left in the fourth period in that very important game.
Cincinnati needs to win that to maintain the home field advantage throughout the playoffs in the AFC. If they lose, Miami gets it.
McDonald airs it out again, and incomplete. This time, Dan Fulton, the intended receiver. Coverage by Dave Brown, number 22. 2:51 left to play in this game.
Fulton, they want to know if he's got hands. Well, they got to get it to him so he can catch it.
Well, he caught one,
yes,
and looked pretty good. It was a nice catch.
Great speed, fluid moves. They say the people who watch the Browns say he looks a little bit like Paul Warfield in his early days. He turns out to be half as good as Paul.
Uh-oh. Houston comes back to defeat Pittsburgh 21-20. And down at the 25-yard line goes Paul McDonald in the grasp of Jacob Green.
7 sacked today on the quarterbacks.
2 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. The clock is moving. The Browns are out of timeouts. The Seahawks have 3 remaining. And Steve Cox, the rookie from Arkansas, fine punting average of 42.5. First punt of the afternoon for the Cleveland Browns. Paul Johns takes it at the 40. 45, 47, penalty marker down. Tackle credited to McDonald Odin, the tight end, I should say. 2-minute warning is going to be given. 37-yard punt, 10-yard return, and we'll wait to get the penalty. It'll be against the Seahawks. The penalty goes against the Seahawks. 2-minute warning. Seahawks lead at 42-21. We'll be back for the final 2 minutes after this.
Alcoa presents Fantastic Finishes. 1967, 15 degrees below zero in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Packers trail the Cowboys by 3. The field is a sheet of ice as Bart Starr keeps the ball and sneaks into the end zone for the score. Who made the block that sprung him? Right guard Jerry Kramer against massive Jethro Pugh. The Packers win 21-17 and claim the NFL championship.
Alcoa can't wait.
Since time began, nature has demonstrated the wisdom of recycling. In rain that falls to the earth, travels to the sea, and rises to the clouds again. Now, man must learn to recycle too. At Alcoa, we've already started by initiating programs that are saving billions of aluminum cans every year. Raw materials and energy too. Recycling, we're simply doing what nature has always done.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
Well, don't forget, playoff action coming up on NBC. Our executive producer of NFL football is Don Ohlmeyer. The coordinating producer, Ted Nathanson. The telecast of today's game has been produced by Roy Hammerman and directed by Barry Stoddard. Our associate director, Jim Mowry. And our thanks to the rest of the crew. Our spotters, Jim Ott, Gary Moore, our statistician, Barry Culver, and as I said, all the gang. Really, this is a tremendous crew, and it's a joy always to be here in Seattle, in the Kingdome,
First and 10.
and work with a very professional staff. First and 10 at the 31-yard line. Horace Ivory. Mercifully, he stayed in bounds at the 31-yard line. Dick Ambrose, number 52, on the tackle.
A nice observation, Jay. Mercifully stayed in bounds. Nobody's in a hurry. Cleveland can't stop the clock.
Sam Adkins now quarterbacking for the Seattle Seahawks. Run down a few scores for you. There's Chicago and
hurt Denver's chances.
Hurt Denver and helped San Diego right there. Tampa Bay, big win for them today. They're in there. Second down and 9. Handoff going to David Hughes. Hughes goes down at the 35-yard line. Clay Matthews made the tackle. Kansas City over Minnesota. Kansas City improved this year. The Jets in the wild card game, beating Green Bay. Packers out of it. Philadelphia in the NFC wild card game, 38-0 over St. Louis. Baltimore beat New England 23-21. San Francisco, what a year they've had under Bill Walsh. .30 seconds left to go. 3rd and 3 at the 37-yard line.
Last play of the game, Jay.
David Hughes will carry the ball on the last play of this season. Washington over Los Angeles. Houston defeats Pittsburgh 21-20 in the final moments. And here it's all over. The Seahawks win it 42-21 over the Cleveland Browns. We'll be back in just a moment.
To the men who took the Andrea Doria treasure back from the sea, this bud's for you.
This bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. Quite the way you do. So here's to you. You know it isn't only what you say, it's what you do. This bud's for you. This bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This bud's for you.
It's the magic time of year when love's the warming flame. Though we celebrate in many ways, the feeling's still the same. We're America's storyteller, celebrating life with you. Picturing the stories of everything you do.
For over 100 years, people have trusted their memories to Kodak Film, America's storyteller.
The final score, the Seattle Seahawks 42, the Cleveland Browns 21. For Mike Hafner, Jay Randolph. Merry, Merry Christmas to you all. NBC Sports has all the playoff action. The American Football Conference. It begins next Sunday. The AFC wildcard game. The Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. On January 2nd and 3rd, it's the AFC divisional playoffs. And finally, it climaxes with the AFC Championship on January the 10th. So, for the best of the NFL playoffs, stay with the leader in innovative sports television. That's NBC. And good afternoon from the Kingdome in Seattle.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines. We serve more of this land's top 100 business centers than any other airline. Fly the friendly skies.
This has been a presentation of NBC Sports, the leader in innovative sports television.